I should start with the word bitch as a tester. Yeah, no, it's definitely going.
That was such a soft bitch.
What'd you call me?
Kind of along for the ride.
Yeah.
At this point,
see what the deal is.
What we get.
it's always that age-old question of what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
It feels like you had that joke in the chamber and it wasn't organic to the moment.
I'll tell you, most of my jokes come across like that, but that literally came off the dome.
But they were...
That was unfortunately straight ripping, and I really hate that about myself.
Your delivery,
you're gonna love that about yourself.
No,
That's
no,
the
no.
difference.
Your delivery's just so professional. Like, so your default state is well prepared, which is interesting.
I think my default state is just really dry humor, so people and like just
Something we bonded over.
There we go. But it's like it's such dry humor that people don't know if I'm being serious or not.
Sure.
Like I'll say something and someone will be like, "Really?" I'm like, "No, what the fuck
I don't
are you
mean that
talking?"
at all.
No, I don't mean anything that I said ever in my life.
No, I like kind of pushing the line. Right?
Yeah.
I know this is maybe not acceptable, but we're gonna just like stick a toe.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
just kind of see
You
how
get it.
where it ends up.
You get it, Austin.
Yeah.
Well, we've already started recording.
Good.
And that's the trick of this podcast.
You get 'em
is
talking.
We get them talking about
Warm 'em up.
bullshit before. So we don't have very many rules for the podcast. Don't be an asshole. And if you're gonna like shout out someone,
Yeah.
first name, last name.
First
if
name,
you're
last name.
hyping them up. But I guess to start this off, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey guys. Well, first off, thank you for having me.
Of course.
I can't say how much I appreciate it. I'm Austin Arizpe. I've been friends with Edie for a good, I don't even know how many years at this point.
I think the time now is 4:23 p.m. on December 27th.
Yeah, you got
December
the seconds,
7th.
right?
Yeah.
It's in the group
And
chat.
we worked on a movie together in,
Was it COVID era?
I want to say October 2021.
It was, yeah.
We've known
it was-
each other for a very long time.
God.
And I know, it seems like so many lifetimes ago,
Well, I
right?
just think we feel so different then. I look back at us then.
So many different versions of ourselves have come to light since we met.
I was
you know?
reflecting on that in the car. It was one of those things, like just driving in, I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, man, I signed up for something. I guess we're kind of airing out life.
Like dirty
And
laundry.
but then you're sitting there and you're like, you tear up for a minute and then you're like, oh, no, we're like, throw that away. You're
You
like, "Oh,
literally
no."
took it, you took those tears and you threw them out the window.
I literally sometimes, like, you won't see me do it. Austin in private life will literally be like, what are you feeling? Okay, well, this is now the time. We're like, like literally just toss it away and be like,
Austin
okay,
just-
we will revisit. It's not like bottle it up
No.
into
Austin just did a
package.
sweeping moment of like the movie Face Off, like taking those emotions off of the face and literally throwing them away. It's a great movie if you haven't seen it, by
I
the
need
way.
to see it.
It's great. John Travolta and Nick Cage at their best?
Wait, maybe I have seen this.
Maybe. It's where they switch faces.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say bodies, but it's really
it's
just the face
just
that they
the face.
imply
Yeah.
switching. But
Oh man, imagine
I know.
getting to wear Nick Cage's face for the day.
uh,
I'd probably get him in a lot of legal trouble. if I'm
imagine
honest.
Nick.
More than he would, though?
I'm just saying.
That's a
imagine
valid fact. I'd have to take it up a notch.
Austin. Imagine Nick Cage's face on my body.
Hot.
Nightmare fuel. No.
With that long blonde hair.
The long blonde hair with
you
Nick
mean-
Cage's face.
You mean imagine it again?
No.
Yeah, hold on, revisiting
Whoa.
that picture.
Whoa.
Woo!
Woo. God. I feel like I have opened Pandora's box.
What an
and-
energy to have started the show with.
Very different energy than the last episode we
Oh man.
recorded. Very fun energy.
Yeah.
So do you want me to introduce you, or do you want to introduce yourself?
Go for it.
God. Okay. So Austin is one of the most handsome men I've ever
Oh,
met in
hush.
my entire life, and anyone that meets you will agree. Like if I ask Tony Collins, Christian Blakemeyer, I don't know how you
so
could
biased.
so many. Where anyone, Robert Verdaros, anyone's gonna say that you're the most handsome man they've ever met in their entire
Really
life.
weird.
Drew,
These are people who like you. That's why you're like they're
Yeah.
biased about it. We need to find someone who hates him.
we actually
Yeah.
should go out
I'm
onto
sure
the
we could
street.
find some.
And see, they're like,
Oh.
because this thing is even like, I really hate that dude. Hot though.
So handsome.
Yeah.
So handsome. But I
I
mean,
feel like I can swing kind of both ways, where it's like either
Whoa.
people really like me. Pause. We're gonna
Pause.
tape that one.
put a pin in that.
Austin in private life.
Yeah, go away. But Either people really like me or I just get under people's nerves. I feel like that it's people either really love me or they despise me. It's kind of no in between. And it's been that way for about I think most of my entire life.
I honestly
can really rub people the wrong way, or they can really adore me.
I can't imagine hating you. Literally, one of the first conversations
I've got some few.
you were let me introduce you real quick. We met on a Lifetime movie we were both working on back in 2021. I was working. I think I was the production designer of that movie.
Yeah.
I think it was a Dave Thomas directed film.
It was Dave.
I don't remember the name of it because I've worked on a couple of his films. So that's fine. We don't. Lifetime's not getting any of this. But you were you the
second AD?
Okay, you were. I knew you were in the AD department, but I didn't remember exactly what your title was. But you were the person on set that had the most problems, and that is saying something because those movies are like. When I say most problems, I mean like most problems to do with the set because the AD didn't really know what they were doing. They got thrown into it super last second, and you were the person that had the most experience in that department, I would say. It
was putting out a lot of fires.
Yeah.
It was fun. I like putting out fires. I guess that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
But literally, we'll get to that. But we met working on a Lifetime movie. You are a stunt person. You are a real-life superhero. You are sunshine incarnate. Like, whenever you call me, because you would just randomly call me sometimes, and you're like, "Hey, I got this idea. Let's talk about it." I'm like, "All right," because one of the last times I remember you calling me about a very specific idea was I was on my way back from the Sterreville Film Festival last December, and I was waiting to get my bag. And you called me, like I had just gotten back to Atlanta. I was like waiting for my luggage, and you called me, and I was like, "You know what? This is probably gonna take like a minute to get my luggage. I would love to talk to Austin while I'm waiting for this." And you told me about an idea which is still coming to fruition, which we're not going to talk about on the podcast because,
you'll see it when it happens.
It's going to happen. But your enthusiasm and your love for people is so like intoxicating, and it catches like wildfire. And that's a very bad pun because you are also a training to be a firefighter right now, which is insane. And I think
it's the hardest thing I've ever done.
I was going to say the stuntman to firefighter pipeline is so fascinating to me because
it's funny. I actually like to think that I'm kind of following in my dad's footsteps. He was a firefighter for 24 years with the Houston Fire Department and a choreographer at the Houston Ballet, and dealt with
the duality of your father always astounds me because you talk about him so lovingly. Like a lot of the time, we've had a lot of conversations about your dad, and I would have loved to have met him.
And when I talk about an anomaly of a man, and I'm so fortunate to have such an incredible. What I am and the male side of me is spot on my dad. The mind of the heart. Heart and the male side, I like male energy's dad. And I got the best parts of my mom too. That's truly the balance. I think having a role model like that didn't care what people thought.
Yeah.
And I never really knew until kind of getting to this age how much dad was able to hold that I just never knew was going on. Yeah. You know what I mean? He made the world feel like it was full of magic, and if you couldn't see it, it was just surprise you couldn't see it. And so I think maybe a lot of the energy you see coming off me is and this has been more recent too. I'd say after he passed of Alzheimer's. Yeah. And so we had a 10-year kind of, I guess, downward spiral of watching this anomaly of a man forget his entire life happened and us and at the same time. That was a lot to hold and to become a caregiver to the person that gave you care.
It's a wild position to be in. When it flips, it's crazy.
It's inexplainable. I like to call it, I had to start labeling things like the unfathomable pain. Yeah. And I believe everybody in their life will have one, and hopefully not
more than one.
Yeah. Because it can really, it is the thing that will either break your faith or make your faith. And it definitely is the thing that made me dig deeper into trying to understand why these things kind of happen. And it's given me an outlook that I wouldn't trade for the world. No, truthfully.
No, that's why we're doing this podcast. Like, hi, why are you? Like, breaking down the things that like make you who you are. And I mean, I was going to ask you like during your upbringing, and because I know you and your dad had a very special relationship, and like you were very close to your Mom too, and I was just gonna say, like, I know they had a very big influence of the person you are now. Were there any other people, like, growing up, or was it just your mom and your dad?
I like to think, I think it's interesting to examine the pipeline of a person.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is we're all the sum of the parts that came before us, if that kind of makes sense. So, like, my great-grandmother, Mimi, she lived to be 100.
Wow.
Yeah, it was quite the achievement. Mom's side.
Mom's side,
yeah,
okay.
Mom's side. Mimi was born in 1920.
Wow.
And she passed a little after COVID, but lived a full life. She was born in nothing, Spindletop, Texas, and had I think she had 3 or 4 siblings, and just dirt poor, middle of depression. She had to drop out of school to take care of her brother and sister. Her father had died in an accident, and so it's just mom, her older sibling, taking care of the 2 siblings. She was making dresses for a nickel. And so she met my great-grandfather, and she was working as a teller at Wells Fargo. And he came in with his buddy, and he said, "Hey, that's the woman I'm going to marry." And she was like, of course. She was dating somebody else at the...
You're about to meet Lucas.
Lucas?
Lucas is the unofficial 3rd host of this podcast. Hey, hi, Lucas! We've switched out guests. Austin, this is Lucas. Lucas, this is Austin.
Hey, Austin, nice to meet you.
What'd you get in the Secret Santa? I'm so curious.
I got
a picture of
a picture of him. You got a racket?
Vinyl of Mad Lib, shades
blue,
of blue.
Beautiful. Who was your Secret Santa?
Who was it? Steven.
And
then I got a flying Raijin kunai.
That's awesome.
So
yeah.
It's cool as hell.
No, it is. Sick. It's great.
It's cool as hell.
Put that on a rope, you got like a rope dart.
Yeah. Yeah. So
sitting with a bunch of boys.
I think I won Secret Santa.
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
100% win.
And we have a card. They wrote a card to us.
Oh, cute.
Of course.
Lucas actually kind of threatened Drew a second ago with a said dagger, like wrote a card to us.
You don't know mine and Lucas's relationship.
It felt threatening.
It may have read threatening to you. It was very intimate.
It's kind of endearing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
it's a sign of respect.
That's the woman I'm going to marry.
Yeah, that's the woman I'm going to marry.
Oh, wow. I really came in a bad time.
Oh, no.
That's
honestly,
okay.
best time. So he didn't even have an account at that bank. He was there with his business partner.
Yeah.
And so he opened up an account, just talked to her, and he deposited $100, which back
then
was
is a lot of money.
Ton of money. And he asked her out on a date, and she said no.
Well,
and so he came back the following day, asked her on a date, she said no, and withdrew the $100. He came back every single day for damn near 6 months. Same thing. And finally she said, "What do I have to do to get you to go away? Like, I'm dating somebody else. I don't like
you. Go
XYZ,
away.
please go away." And so he said, "Go out on one date with me, and I'll leave you alone." And so she brings her best friend, and they go horseback riding on his ranch, and they were married 2 weeks later.
Oh!
Yeah.
Go ahead. I know you need to leave.
Yeah. Sorry.
Bye.
But
Okay.
she did not know that. I think she had an inkling that he had money, but not how much money. He owned the majority of what is now Houston, Texas's land.
Oh,
and
wow.
all of the oil that was underneath it, and was in the process of building the Alaskan pipeline. So from nothing to that.
Yeah.
And where the story kind of starts to take turns, she had 3 daughters. So my grandmother and her 2 sisters. And she said they just had one of the most beautiful kind of lives together, but it was very brief. He got sick with leukemia. And so he would do stuff for her where he'd be like, "Margie, I gotta take a car, we gotta go clean it. It's just too dirty." And he'd come back with a different car, and she'd just cry and be like, "Oh, I liked my old car. I just wanted you to wash it," all that kind of stuff like that. And so he sadly passes, and now here she is left with 3 little girls.
Yeah.
On her own again.
Yeah.
And now taking care of her mother and siblings still.
Yeah.
And she's got to raise these 3 little girls. And we got a photo of her opening the valve of the Alaskan pipeline and doing that. And so now she's inherited this oil empire.
Yeah.
And so much like the movie The Help, she hires, this is in the 50s, before segregation. And so...
Wait, before
I guess a little bit. Is it a bit
I guess
before? 60s. Well, mid-segregation.
Yeah.
So in Texas.
So, pause.
Yeah.
So mid-segregation.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
But
I just want everyone to sound smart
professional.
and right.
Yep.
Yes.
But so enter Gertha. Gertha was African American, and she had also, much like Mimi, they were the same age. She dropped out of school to support her family, and she had been there while great granddaddy was in decline. She'd been there, and her sister had been at the house before that. So she had taken over for her sister to go raise her kids. Great granddaddy put their entire family through school, bought them 3 different houses,
Wow.
and took care of that family the entire way. When he passed, they found a box full of, I think they said it was near 300 something IOUs from people all across Houston, because back then they would be like, okay, I need this money, I want to take my kid to school, whatever it would be. Found a box of IOUs, and he would say, I don't need this, I just, here you go. And he would do it, and they found it, and he said, I never wanted anybody. And the note on the box, it said, these are never to be repaid. And so it was his thing that he kind of did, but Gertha basically raised those 3 daughters.
Yeah.
And Mimi and Gertha they made it through together. Yeah. They raised their families together, and to have that be kind of the foundation of, in Texas specifically, an integrated household at a time that was not done.
Yeah.
So you're already starting to see that things were different than the surroundings of this family from the beginning.
Yeah.
And now she's got all this money. And so the 3 sisters never really kind of worked. They did a lot of philanthropy for a long time. And my family's very large. So all that money is kind of split, and there's nothing really kind of left now. Sure. That's kind of how those things separate as they go down the line. But Mimi took them all over the world. They traveled at a time when nobody really left their towns. And tons and tons and tons of countries. There's a story of Mimi. We have a tile cut by Michelangelo when he was laying the tiles of the Vatican. That was not a right tile. Yeah. And all 3 sisters got one from their visit to the Vatican. And Mimi tells this story of where she's at the Vatican. They paid for a private visit, and it might have been in the 50s or 60s, and she's going around, they're seeing everything, and Mimi goes, well, I was so darn tired. I just had to sit, and this place is so big, and there are no chairs nearby, so I just see this one beautiful chair, and I'm like, I just gotta rest my legs. And so she goes and she sits down, and she gets all these little Italian men just start running towards me, and they're just speaking Italian. I don't know what they're saying. And apparently I was the first woman to sit in the Pope's chair.
It's just so offhanded. Apparently I was the...
Apparently no women have ever sat in that chair before, and I said, well, maybe it's about time. That's
hilarious.
And so I look at these women that really kind of built the backbone of our family, and that kind of enters into mom and dad. So dad was the first generation American, born in Texas. Family came over, they immigrated over from Mexico, and they gained their citizenship, and they all opened businesses. And my grandfather owned a TV shop. He was a magician and a luchador. And his crowning
that's an impressive resume.
Yeah, his crowning achievement was he wrestled Andre the Giant.
Great.
He was the black magician. Okay. And so he was the heel, where he was the bad guy. And so he had a black luchador mask, and he had a black cape and stuff, and he would conjure a cane and beat people with it. And it was, he came over from doing that in Mexico to doing that in the States, and then opening up a TV shop and doing that kind of stuff. And so dad kind of grew up around this performing atmosphere. Yeah. So then he, out of nowhere, kind of decides that he wants to dance. So coming out of the hood, and I guess to kind of put that in perspective, his father had kind of left the family. My grandmother, my father's mother, had started to go blind. And so my dad at 13 had to step up and get a hardship license to be able to take care of his mother, because my grandfather had left the family, married another woman, had a child with her, and named the child my dad's name. He just restarted the whole family.
That's fucked up.
And so, and now there's an interesting part about that, because I unpack that a lot. And I go, why is dad the way that he was? And I go, Dad never left anybody behind.
Mm-hmm.
He always went back.
Yeah.
Dad always had a heart for anybody that was suffering. He had to help them.
Yeah.
And I look at that and I go, and this is kind of tragedy, the way that I look at it. It had to happen that way.
Yeah.
For Dad to be who he was, because he had such a wound of being abandoned
Yes.
and being left to become a caregiver at such a young age to his mother and to his younger sister, that he was asked to be more than a child should be.
I was
going to
say ready to be.
Yeah. And I think the best qualities of who he was as a man are as a result of something terrible that happened. Of course, later on, they're able to make amends before he also died early. And there's been a thing in my family where men on both sides kind of pass a bit before that almost seems like their mission was done.
Sure.
And, that's life. When it's time, it's time. You just really don't kind of know.
Yep.
But I look at Dad going into service and doing what he did. It's weird to say, okay, he really just didn't care what people thought. He was gonna do his thing. He was the national champion at disco, western, and country western dancing.
I love that.
He'd owned a disco and a country western nightclub.
Oh my God. Were those two separate, or was
two
that the same
separate
thing?
things.
Okay.
See, I think as the arrows were flipping, he transitioned disco
from one to the other.
I mean, as it needs to go.
Yeah.
My dad was never a formally trained dancer. So
that's
everything
insane.
he learned, he taught himself. He'd never taken a dance class till he was 35. The first dance class he took, he met my mom.
Of course.
Who was a professional,
Of course.
jazz and ballet dancer. So you kind of get the real step-up movie of them meeting together. And Mom comes from super rich white family, and Dad's poor Mexican family, and it was really kind of looked down upon at that time. Even with her family, it was kind of like, whoa, you're marrying this guy that's a good bit older than you. Dad was, I think, 16 years older than Mom.
Wow.
But they had been dance partners for as long as they could kind of remember. Dad just kind of knew.
Yeah.
And then our family kind of begins. So you kind of get a little understanding of what shapes both sides into having this sort of world. And it is two very different worlds. One's very poor and completely self-made, and another goes from kind of rags to riches. And you're just like, whoa, that a complete flip, but a way different look at the world in a time period where it didn't really look that way.
Yeah.
An appreciation of people of different colors, different creeds from around the world, that more open than maybe the times would kind of permit. And so here comes me, and I'm surrounded. Now I got a fireman dad who's making us go dance and do things, and it kind of made me want to. I think I wanted to perform at a very, very young age.
And that actually leads me into my next question.
Cool, hit me with it. What do you got?
Great transition, Austin. It's like you knew what I was going to say. What was like one of the first creative things you did? Like, what was like one of, it doesn't even have to be like dancing or like whatever you're going to say. Like maybe, I would say even athletics to a certain extent is creative. But I would say like it could be drawing or it could be something like that. A lot of people say drawing, but like that doesn't necessarily have to be your answer.
I started acting was first.
Was
funny
it?
enough. Yeah.
When? Tell me all about
I
it.
remember playing a tomato in the 3rd grade.
I love
being
that.
like, man, I got this.
Question.
Like,
You're like tomato? Absolutely.
I got a terrible photo of me as the North Wind.
Can you send me that?
I will try to find it. It's me with literally just imagine a giant cotton ball on my head, and my line was, North wind, see how it blows, oh, through the winter, whoa. Like one of those stupid child shows that your parents sit through and record, and now it's stuck with you forever.
Amazing.
So
you would say playing tomato was like the first?
Yeah, I think that was the first, I swear,
That's
it was
fine.
a tomato.
It's okay. What do you remember what the show was?
No, not even.
Okay, you were just like tomato.
Yeah, I think it was 3rd or 4th grade. It was
It
so
sounds
little.
like one of those plays where it's like, oh, we're all the different ingredients
Yes,
in a soup
it
or
was
something.
100% like,
a made-up play.
Yeah,
original,
made-up play.
You know.
The teachers probably wrote it.
Yeah.
It was for some educational purpose. And
Yeah.
the parents show up. And,
and they just
my kid's the tomato.
they just want to see their kid on stage.
Yeah.
So acting was first for you.
Yeah.
And how, like, when you were a kid, did you do a lot of, like, acting?
Did a ton. So I really didn't do any sports until high school.
Oh, wow. What was the sport you played?
My high school went to Episcopal High School. You were kind of forced to, you had 4 pillars, like religion, arts, science, and athletics.
Okay.
And so you had to participate in all 4.
Okay.
And so I did shot put and discus, and I went to state. Yeah.
Wow, that makes sense.
I was not a runner. I'm not fast.
It's not it.
Yeah, but I could throw things.
So you didn't do athletics till high school, which honestly surprises me because you are a very athletic person. And
you'd be surprised what that kind of is the result of. So I got a scholarship to Episcopal High School for theater and dance, and it was a very affluent high school. I think the tuition per kid was like $27,000 a year. And my parents somehow made it work with me and my sister. Both of us got scholarships to kind of do that. But I was starting through middle school to high school. I was relentlessly bullied. I remember that like from I want to say sixth grade through college. I dealt with that nonstop. And that was a good long time. And I was too white in public school to be with the Hispanic and black kids, and I was too Hispanic in private school to be with the really, really rich white kids.
Yeah.
I did not fit in really anywhere. So theater was always kind of my haven.
Yeah.
And that soured kind of quickly at that school, which I'm sad to say. I had a teacher who was my homeroom teacher. I was head of the theater department. And I was bullied by him and the kids in the theater department relentlessly. At one point, I remember he told me that I should just do everyone a favor and kill myself. That was a huge...
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, yeah.
And he was super in with a lot of the other really rich parents, so he could not get kicked out. He could kind of do whatever he wanted. So
that
I
makes me so sick.
stopped doing the shows there. And... I'd been a lead. That's what it was. I played the lead in Dracula. It was Dracula and Dracula my freshman year, and Bram Stoker's Dracula's play. Yeah. And I got backlash from the seniors like no one's business. Like just humongous.
That high school theater kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but then like the jocks, I got bullied for them calling me being gay, for wanting to dance or do those things, especially in Texas. And this is before everything really kind of opened its world's eye of these things. But I got put into lockers, and I'd be in a locker for a whole period, just like stuck in there. And my dad, going into my sophomore year, told me, we're not dealing with this anymore. If the bullies are bullying you, you get bigger than them. And he started getting me into weightlifting. I gained 40 pounds over a summer and got big enough that they couldn't...
Put you in the locker? You would not fit?
They were a little intimidated to
try
to touch me at that point. But then, of course, me getting into weightlifting led into that theater teacher dude being like, okay, Austin's just fat or whatever. And actually, it ended up to a whole nother slew of problems that now he's starting to step into the sports world. We don't like that. And he's not dealing with us. And I had homeroom with this dude every day.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, and it was a real big issue. And I wasn't the only one he would kind of do this to. He did it to a lot of other kids. Yeah. But I started leaving there, and this is where it kind of got worse but got better for me. It's like a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
I started doing professional theater instead.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Where I was getting paid at an equity house.
Amazing.
And working alongside professionals, and that drove him insane. That I left there and went...
You left his sphere of influence in a way that's objectively better.
Yeah, and everyone couldn't say anything about it.
I was going to say, you went and did the thing that he wishes he was doing.
Yeah.
Sounds like,
that would definitely make him more angry. Which, I'm sorry that he took that out on you.
I think you'll start to see a theme that I've had this happen a good bit in my life.
I want the listeners to know that Austin is like rolling up his sleeves right now. I'm
hot.
We know you're hot, Austin. No. That is how I opened this episode. My God.
Oh,
do we need to turn the air up?
Oh no, I'm good. Okay. I'm more comfortable. Okay. But I oh God, we lost my train of thought.
Flustered.
Thinking about biceps now.
Listen, I get it. No. Me too. A lot. Face off.
Yeah.
But and that time at Tuts was the most exciting time in my life. Mm-hmm. And every day after school...
When you say Tuts...
Theater Under the Stars in Houston, Texas.
Mm-hmm. And that was the equity theater you were speaking
of? Okay. Every day I got into their academy. Mm-hmm. And every day after school was professional academy.
How old were you when you...
High school.
So, but what age?
What age are you in
high school?
15
to 18?
15 to 18.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
4 years in Tutz's academy. And every day after school, you'd go there for 4 or 5 hours, and you'd be in, classical singing lessons and dance classes, and it was basically a collegiate program before college.
Wow.
Getting you ready to be that professional. That really was my trajectory. I wanted to be on Broadway working in musical theater, and that's really where I thought I would be. And I got really damn close, and we'll kind of talk about
We'll get into that.
Yeah, later on. That was kind of a shift in trajectory.
Yeah.
But so I graduate and I start only doing the dance concerts, and that drove them wild. That I was one of the only guys. And what's funny is once I started getting into sports and I was lifting heavier weights than the football players,
Sure.
I had a different protection against the theater people that were bullying me instead of the jocks.
Yeah.
Which is a very big shakeup, and what you would assume would be, I'd earned their respect, and I'd gotten most of the football team to start taking dance classes.
Okay.
Because
Hell
they
yeah, I
realized
love
that.
that.
I was like, why is it gay that I get to dance with women that are in bodysuits and I have to touch them and lift them? And they're like, wait a second.
Wait a second.
Like, he's on to something.
We
here.
messed up.
Yeah,
We
hold
did the
on.
wrong
and they all
thing.
had girlfriends like next year, and they were all dancers.
Yeah.
And
Great.
it was like I was like, guys, you don't understand. You're missing the whole
I was gonna say.
point.
Yeah.
Like,
I love how you influence them, and you're like, hey guys, you should be doing this.
Yeah.
hear me out.
Hear me
Like,
out. Yeah. Original influencer.
Oh God, no. But and getting to do those shows alongside those professionals was just one of the most incredible times. I was in Hairspray alongside some of the cast from the movie.
Who did you play in Hairspray?
So I did Hairspray 3 or 4 times actually.
Sure.
So the first time I did it at Tuts, I was I think I was Fender, one of the nicest kids in town. But I've played Link several times.
I was gonna say,
were you
Link? That
I've
makes
been
so
Link a
much
few
sense.
different times. Yeah, and that one of the such a fun show. It was
Yeah.
great.
Hairspray is one of the only musicals I've actually ever seen.
Really?
Yeah,
Ah.
it's actually, I was going to say a point of contention on this podcast that I haven't seen musicals.
Oh.
Do you remember when we recorded with Karen?
That is
and I
true.
could not remember any
You couldn't
musicals.
remember. Yeah. That one. Almost like you were set up on that.
Yeah,
one,
it was crazy.
Yeah.
So you were doing professional theater. You were doing like musicals.
Yeah.
What was the next step after that?
The next step was trying to figure out,
Because
kind
you
of
said you
where-
wanted to go to Broadway and do that.
getting into college and kind of figuring out that whole situation. We didn't really have a ton of money, but we always had enough.
Yeah.
As a kind of an artistic family,
Yep.
living on kind of, Dad was able to support the entire family through the fire department. And then was running his dance company at the same time, and by the time I was leaving, he was retiring from the fire department after 24 years and starting to go full-time into dance. He'd kind of like earned
Okay.
that transition out. Stuff
Yeah.
was going so well.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was kind of crazy to think that someone with no dance training was getting an offer from the ballet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just, I mean, he still doesn't look like
Incredible.
a dancer, like a 300-pound Mexican. Just doesn't look like you belong here. Working with their academy and their students,
Yeah.
giving them, social dance and what he kind of did, which is
Yeah.
pretty wild. They did a tribute to him last year, which is really
That's
incredible.
so
really nice.
sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. But I ended up getting into college. I got a scholarship, and they reduced it down to like state tuition, which was huge, instead of being like out of state. And I went to Montclair State University in New Jersey. And, yeah.
I don't know why I was. I don't. That's not what I was expecting. But
Yeah, and at the
Jersey.
time, I think they were either number 2 or 3 in the nation for musical theater. They took like 6 guys, 6 girls.
Oh,
So
wow.
my class was 12 people, and you're with those 12 for the entire way through.
so for like 4 years.
4 years,
Wow.
and just that was it. My college class was 12 people.
That's
And
insane.
It was that competitive to get into it, and at the time, it was one of the bigger achievements, but it felt like a natural kind of transition to it because of the academy that I'd been in before. It was like, it's just continuing.
Yeah.
Same structure.
You're getting more training of the thing you think you're going to do.
Yeah, exactly. I became an RA there, so I was in charge of a whole floor of kids. And funny enough, at the time, I had a fascination with DJing. I think I had seen Project X, and I was like, man,
That's cool.
I wonder what this is about. And I was getting into it, and I got voted RA of the year because my floor had 0 incidents. But what was actually happening was I was DJing the frat parties, so I would slip notes under my floor's door and be like, "Hey guys, so no drinking on campus, but." We go off campus. I'm
gonna DJ.
Stay with me. We'll be safe. If you need an Uber, I'll call you an Uber. And I always had a policy of like, we take care of.
Take care of people.
Take care of each people. We make good choices. And I started having problems with one of the fraternities on campus. I was dating a girl at the time, my first girlfriend, and I found out that she was cheating on me with one of the fraternity brothers, and. Then the entire fraternity turned against me.
But that's not your fault.
No, it wasn't my fault. Like,
but it's not friendly.
It doesn't. Yeah, it's a fraternity. It's kind of what it was.
Arguably,
but
it's fucked up anyway. Arguably, it's definitely not your fault, and you shouldn't. I'm mad for you.
I had an entire fraternity of dudes harassing me, nonstop, texts, phone calls. Like, specifically causing trouble on my shifts at my dorm, like, really making my life hell. And I kind of took shit all the way up to the dean, and they got their entire fraternity disbanded. But I was...
just because the fraternity
amount of shit they were doing
Well, I was going to say, just because the fraternity disbands doesn't mean that those people still are
it got considerably worse.
Yeah.
But
that doesn't necessarily solve the problem.
No, not in the slightest.
Made it worse.
I had an interesting kind of thing happen leaving, I guess, like high school, professional theater to college, where I'd gotten a lot of lead roles back in Houston. And when I got to college, I was always the dance captain. Doesn't matter, like, I never got that kind of shot. And I started getting pigeonholed into, we have this look and like XYZ, and you can be a character, or you can be like the dance captain. You're the dancer. You dance. That's what you're really good at. And I wanted more than that. And so senior showcase is the final kind of senior year, and my instructors, I told them, hey, I want to audition for a leading man type. That's what I want to do. And they were like, no, you can't do it. This is the material you should do. This is what you'll do. Put you in front of agents in New York. And I said, no. They said, well, if you want to go against what we say, then we're not going to help you. I was like, okay, well, that's fine. And so I lost 30 pounds, got the fittest that I'd ever been.
I want the audience to know that Austin just did like a... He did like a triangle motion with his hands, and then his wrists almost touched. You're like the biggest I've ever been. Yeah. And coincidentally, you are shaped like a triangle.
This is the biggest I've ever been. Funny enough.
Anyway,
I think back then I probably weighed 155. I was dancer weight.
Okay.
I'm 220 right now for reference. But
it's because of all that muscle. Go ahead.
But I chose leading man songs. I went out and I saved my money for 2 months. I bought myself like a really blue suit. And
what kind of blue?
Oh man, it was like I want to say it was a little darker than sky blue.
Okay.
It was kind of a bit darker, kind of maybe sea blue. Yeah. Ocean blue.
Not like a dark blue, and not like Dumb and Dumber blue.
Yeah, not that.
I just want a visual.
Split the middle.
Yeah.
But and this was right after hair. I'd grown my hair out.
Oh wow.
And that was a big kind of shift in how I kind of viewed a lot of the world after that. Actually, a sidebar, funny story. I had a thing that happened in Hair where
Hair the musical?
Hair the musical.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a moment
I do know that one.
There's a moment in the show where they're burning their draft cards, figuring out if they want to go to Vietnam or not. And you're buck ass naked on stage.
Yeah.
Full Monty. Dicks out and everything. So that was the motivator for losing a lot of the weight. I was the understudy to the lead. Of that
Burger or
Burger.
Okay.
Burger, yeah.
See, I know musicals, guys. I worked backstage of
Hair. Yeah. Any question about Rocky Horror or Hair?
I know the answer.
You've got it.
But so I I'd lost a lot of weight because I was like, well, I'm going to be naked on stage. I'm going to look the best, and I wanted abs. And so I got to that point, and the director goes, Austin looks really good. Get in the front. I was like, oh no, fuck that. I didn't I didn't want to be in the front. But the whole thing is backlit, so they really can't see anything. It's tastefully done.
Yeah.
And so he's standing in front. The only light on stage is the fire for the draft card burning, and he's singing "Where Do I Go?" and the trash can fire burns out. And so now it's pitch black on stage. And so the stage manager's like, throw a spotlight on him. They throw a spotlight on his face. Okay. But I'm standing right behind him. So it just goes straight down only to my dick. And I'm like, oh my God. No. Oh my God, no. And the two girls standing next to me just go, and just like disappear. Yeah. And so it's just me like, oh, you're supposed to be proud. And I'm like trying to inch as slow as possible to get out of frame. And
oh my God,
fun memory. They had to collect phones after all performances of that one. But yeah. So back to senior showcase. Of the class, everybody in there had been a lead, except me at some point in time. And so I'd just kind of been put in that box by my instructors. I was one of the only people, besides my best friend Darius, that I got 9 agent offerings. And no one else in class got any.
Oh
wow.
And it was a huge upset.
Oh, 100%.
And the instructors not really understanding what had happened, but it was me knowing at the time who I am. And I said, I'm not going to let you dictate who that was. And that had been a good chunk of, and maybe it was a bit of my dad's confidence. Dad never let anybody tell him what he could or couldn't do. He said, I'll do it my way. Well, you can't do that. You've never done it. He goes, okay, well, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, that doesn't mean I can't do it. When you're talking about it.
So I had a lot of that. And I remember there have been times in my life where I've completely lost that.
Yeah.
And just been at questions and at odds. And it's like finding it back again. Going, no, that is still me. I just had to unbury some other stuff and remember, well, where'd you come from?
Yeah.
Legitimately. And, but yeah, got the offer and began hitting the ground running in New York as a professional, which was starting the equity card journey.
Yes.
And immediately, my first audition that I had through my agent, I booked Bernardo in West Side Story.
Oh.
Wow.
So from 0 leads to lead in a tour.
Yeah.
Alongside someone I graduated with, Mia, who was my Maria.
Oh,
so the two of us, and she was in Phantom of the Opera on Broadway.
What's her last name?
Mia Panera. Incredible. She's one of the most operatic voices you could possibly find. But West Side Story changed my life. That was really kind of one of the things, and getting to travel, and we ended in Portland for like...
Portland, Maine, or Portland, Oregon?
Portland, Oregon. And getting to kind of be living the dream that I said I would get to do.
Yeah.
So I get back and I finish that show. And I'm like, well, I got to move back to New York. But all my classmates have roommated up. So I'm by myself. And I'm like, I don't have enough money to get a place by myself. Like, how am I going to make this work? And I moved back to Houston for a second. And my mom does probably the best thing that she ever could have done for me, which was, you're never going to make it here in Houston. So I'm kicking you out. And she bought me a one-way ticket to New York and said, figure it out.
Okay.
And pack your bags in a week.
Wow.
The single best thing my mother, I don't know, she's done a lot of great things for me, but one of the most pivotal moments of teaching me that when you have nothing, you can figure it out when really you got the fire under your ass. And so, flight back to New York, luckily I had some friends that were able to kind of couch surf me for a while, and I talked to my mother's friend Caitlin, who knew that I was up there trying to kind of hoofing it, and she said, hey, I have this friend, I'll just get you a phone call, you need to go meet him in person, and we'll see if he's got an apartment in New York that he owns, but he and his husband have a house in Brooklyn. He's like a Broadway legend. I told him, like, you're worth this XYZ, you're a good person, and we'll take care of his place. And so I talked to him. It was Jean-Michael Curtis. He was in the original Footloose.
Okay.
Wow.
Broadway legend. Broadway loved him, and he was one of my favorite, most flamboyant gay men you could possibly have. He says, I will let you use my apartment. It's on the Upper West Side, West 92nd, across from Central Park. It's $500 a month. And I was like, oh my God. Like,
what year was this?
I want to say 2016.
Motherfucker.
I would accept a shoebox.
No, wait.
Yeah.
There's a catch.
Uh-oh.
There's a big old
$500 what?
$500 a month. It's rent controlled. He'd had it since the 80s.
Okay.
And so he bought it while it was controlled at a set price.
Yeah,
He owned
smart.
it now. So all he was paying was the maintenance fee, which was $500 a month. And he would periodically come into the town with his husband, and they'd get really kind of like, just like, woo, and tired, and they'd forget that I was there and come in and be like, oh, Austin, hi. I'll be on the couch. But the walls.
Oh.
Gold walls. Silver furniture.
Sounds like my dream
zebra
apartment.
print, like, couches, rugs, glass orbs next to Washington Monument phalluses, pictures of half-naked, shredded men on the wall.
Amazing.
Like a vampire-style bed, four banister with a mirror on the ceiling.
Great.
And
Of course.
I never brought anybody home.
Honestly, that
You're like, I can imagine you're like in the elevator on the way, like, I know that you think of me as a very down-to-earth person, and I am. My apartment is not going to reflect that. And I need you.
And it did.
yeah, everything that you just described.
I had a girlfriend at the time, and I didn't even allow her. She came over once, and she was like, "Oh," and I was like, "We're never
doing this again."
This isn't like this is a means to doing the damn.
You're like $500 a month.
Yeah, I got a job at Equinox in New York. I started working.
For people
there.
who don't know what Equinox is, can you explain what it is?
Equinox is one of the most high-end gyms that you could be at, and they require a certain kind of education level that they send you back to a certified university. They have their own university for training and kinesiology and physiology and movement.
Yeah.
So now I'm back in school.
Yeah.
And I did that for 4 years. It was some of the best times of my entire life of going to audition, booking a show, and then taking off and coming back, and then training clients and things. And most of what I trained were I trained either really big dudes, elderly people, or Broadway dancers that all had specific kinds of needs.
Yeah.
But through that, I got education in all kinds of stuff, from nutrition to pre and postnatal, Olympic lifting, strength and conditioning, kettlebell, animal flow, every type of movement pattern and training or understanding of building your body you could possibly want. Specific to injuries. It was one of the best things in my life. And I got a really so I'd had an agent this whole time, and I got one of the biggest auditions that I ever had. And I'm not going to name the Broadway show or the director, but I made it all the way to the final. It's me and another guy, and it was for a Broadway show, and I would have been a lead on Broadway. And I was like, I'm this close. Like, I know I got this in the bag. And I get called back in to the audition room, and as soon as I get in there, the director behind the table goes, "Okay, everybody else, you can leave." And so everyone else behind the table leaves, and it's just me and him in the room. And he's like, "Okay, there's nothing left. You have the part." And I was like, I can't believe I'm at this point. Like, I finally made it. I knew I was good enough to do this. And he goes, I just want you to have dinner with me at my apartment. And I was like, oh, I really can't. I'm gonna meet my girlfriend after this next week. He's like, I don't think you're really understanding
the gravity of what he just said. Yeah.
Part of how you have the job. And I was like, with all due respect, I really respect you. You know, first off, I'm not gay. I'm flattered, but I do have a girlfriend. I love her very much. I'm very happy to get to work with you and do this, but I can't do that. And he's like, when you walk out this door, I will make sure that you no longer have an agent and that you never work in the city again. I will guarantee you that. So either you do this one time or you walk out. Yeah. And I walked out.
Yeah.
I got a phone call 20 minutes later from my agent dropping me.
Yep.
And the person that got that role was his boyfriend for 7 years. And it was my first encounter with something like that. And immediately after, I booked a cruise ship gig, and I got out the city.
Yeah.
And it was kind of the beginning of my end in theater, where I didn't really have anything to go back to. And I got bitched out over the phone by my agent. I can't.
Sure.
Like, they knew his reputation. They knew what I also was sent into.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many other guys were more than happy to.
Well, and the thing is that it's like, it seems like, the connections there, before you go into that room, they surely know.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, and which means they let you go into there without preparation, without any...
And also, unfortunately, all the rest of the people that left the room knew
all of them are complicit.
They are complicit, and I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah.
No,
unfortunately,
I couldn't look at myself the same way if I had.
Yeah.
I believe in earning things off of my merit.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really had much handed to me
Yeah.
in that way, and I don't believe much really ever gets handed to us in the end without there some sort of cost
or
attached
caveat.
to it. There's always a cost to that. Nothing's ever free.
No.
Truthfully.
Well, and it's also for someone who does take a lot of pride in the process that gets you the things that you want. It's one of those things where even if you had it and then you get it, it's always then in the back of your mind, like, did I get this because I earned it? Did I get it because I'm the best person for this part?
Yeah.
No. And like you can never know that once you take it that way. Yeah.
Well, it becomes an internal battle with yourself too.
Yeah.
We're so guilty of replaying what could have been, what should have been.
Yeah.
And it's such a trap that we have to avoid. It's integral for our own happiness.
Yeah.
And
it's people who abuse like the power structures in there. Like you shed a lot of really committed, hardworking people in theater has a spotlight on it, but like really in every field, people who manipulate power structures like that.
In New York, they called it the Velvet Mafia.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was you start to think like the Weinsteins of the world. It's like every industry has something of power attracts a certain type of individual. And I really do believe that the ones that wear the crown the best are the ones that know how heavy it is and don't want it.
Yeah.
And at some point are forced to, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the best ones.
Yeah.
Always. But the people that are attracted to...
The people who pursue it
as a goal.
Yeah.
And
are never the ones who are actually best to have it. Yeah.
Never. I truly believe it.
Yeah.
Anywhere. In politics, sometimes religion. It can be a whole... Mm-hmm. There's a slew of what it costs. And I do think it's a bit of a plight of the human condition in the end. Yeah. But, so I hopped the boat, going on a boat. And,
I hopped a boat onto a boat.
Yeah. One of the most incredible experiences of my entire life. I've been to 48 countries.
Wow.
And I didn't pay for any of them.
How long did you work with cruise
ships? I worked with them for a year. And I was the principal ballet dancer on Viking Cruise Lines.
Shout out.
Yeah, I know.
Shout out to Viking Cruise Lines.
I was the youngest person on the ship, too.
Wow.
Funny enough.
Cruise,
Viking specifically, it's like for seniors.
I was going to say the demographic skews a little older.
It really is much, much older. But I had to go to sea school. So here we go back to school again.
Yeah.
Now, sea school is specialized survival at sea training. Mm-hmm. And so it's all this stuff that you have to do for claustrophobia, for submersion training, how to launch lifeboats, firefighting at sea. So I got to go to fire school back then.
I was about to say a little bit early.
Yeah.
No, and that was an incredible journey. And you have to take all these written tests to evaluate your level of safety and command in chaotic situations.
Yeah.
And that dictates your placement on the ship for where you get placed in a leadership role. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So however you score affects wherever. You can be the lollipop person holding, this area gathers here, or you're an officer. Mm. I scored so high on my test, I was the officer of 3 lifeboats.
I was going to say, were the captain of everything?
No, but I was an officer in a safety position, and that meant way more drills for me, less off-the-boat time, and I'm in charge of 900 lives.
Mm-hmm. More responsibility.
A ton of... And so I started having keep finding myself in positions where I'm thrust into something where I was interested in it. And now they're like, hey, do more.
Yeah.
Crap. Like that's the reward for being good at you. Just
is more work.
Get more responsibility. It's like, oh man. But I loved that gig.
Yeah.
It was one of the most fun times of my entire life, waking up in another country. You only got one show to do that night at like 6. And so you get in at 6 a.m. and you are exploring the world.
Yeah.
That's at an age where, I don't know many people my age that have seen as many places.
Yeah.
Or
that have the ability to. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not something, and it really does change your worldview, because you don't realize. A lot of people have a lot to say about America, but I've been so many other places, and I still have yet to come across a place that I would be there and think to myself, if I were born here in a different circumstance, in a different life, how would I get out?
Yeah.
How would I have my chance?
Yeah.
Or am I just, this is the card I was dealt?
Yeah.
It focuses you in, or you see such poverty that you don't even know exists.
Yeah.
And it is gut-wrenching. And we have a lot of things here that we're privileged to not even understand. You don't understand how good it is.
Yeah.
Until you go somewhere and you see just how bad it can be.
Yeah.
It's a blessing. And there's always things wrong anywhere you go in the world.
Sure.
There's stuff wrong here, there's stuff wrong everywhere.
Yeah.
But I'm very grateful to be here, and to have the ability that my work that I'm in charge of, whatever I decide to do with my time or with myself, doesn't have a cap of potential.
Sure.
You can do whatever you want and go as far as you can if you get as creative and you just outwork. No matter what cards you get, you can flip the deck if you got the chance. That's a huge blessing. But a week before my time on the cruise ship is almost over, I'm riding my bike in Mexico and I get hit by a car, and
Is that why you told me recently that wasn't the first time you got hit by a car? Okay.
That's what ended my dance career. So I broke my back. I compacted my L5 S1. Complete disc was just obliterated. No more disc between those two vertebrae. And it was completely squishing the nerve in my legs. So I couldn't walk. And I had to begin the process of learning to walk again. And that was about 9 months of my life. I got taken off the ship in a wheelchair and I got either you can do surgery and have a 3-month recovery. We'll put a fake disc in there. Yeah. But your back will maybe recover to less than 50%.
Sure.
Then for someone like me, I'm like, well, I have this knowledge from Equinox. I know how to work with spinal injuries. It's not a guarantee, but I can maybe heal this thing back. So I began recovery, and then once I could start doing stuff, I went and got another job at an Equinox in Houston and worked there. And I stayed in Houston nursing my back until I got the bright idea that I wanted to go to stunt school.
I was gonna say, Austin, when does stunt training and stunt work come into this? Because
it seems unlikely given what we've just heard.
But it's more likely than you'd think.
I guess maybe I make dumb decisions, or maybe I'm just not actually realistic to what people should say. But my back recovered to 98% through just me rehabbing it and knowing how to train my body. A blessing that came out of nowhere. I didn't go to school for that. I got re-educated later on. For those things, and blessed to have Equinox and what they taught me through their university. Truthfully.
And grateful to have them after your cruise ship to be able to go to.
And I had some of the best bosses ever. I think some of the best bosses I've had are some of the strongest women I've known in my entire life. My boss at Equinox.
Amen.
Shout out to Danielle Perkins, world heavyweight boxer.
Shout out to Danielle Perkins.
I love Danielle. She and I, we've stayed close ever since. I go see her every time I go to Houston. She's been one of my biggest supporters. When I told her that I wanted to go to stunt school, she was like, "Don't half-ass it." She was like, "Throw some whole ass," and I took that to heart. Throw
some whole ass, Danielle Perkins. Hell yeah. I love that. I mean, that is also great advice too. That is also something that you can't do half-ass.
You can't. And I had always dreamed of being in film and being in movies. And as weird as it sounds, I chose stunts because I knew that if I tried to just go act, I'm fighting an uphill battle against everybody there. And I knew that, just like talking about merit, if you do something that no one else wants to do, you have a direct shot into a place you never thought you could be at a time when you wouldn't think that you would get there at that speed either.
Yeah.
And so I applied to stunt school, and the first time I was denied because my back was not, I didn't pass the medical exam. And they said, look, we'll hold your spot for next year. It's contingent on your back's got to be at a better place. I think I was at 95%, was it? And no, it's been at 98%. And so...
What stunt school was it?
International Stunt School in Seattle.
You're just bouncing all over the map, huh?
Yeah, I've been...
Everywhere.
I've been so many places. This was what I was talking about, thinking in the car of like, I'm 32. And
really?
Yeah. And like...
Sorry, I say, okay.
Damn! I said, damn.
No, I thought you were young. I thought you were younger than me. I am not 32.
No.
I'm gonna say that.
Damn.
I'm sorry. You just have such a youthful exuberance.
I have zest for life.
There we go.
But I feel like I've lived a few different lives.
Yeah, Austin. Just telling us about all this, absolutely. Yeah.
But I don't reflect on it very often because I'm so focused on, like, I really do forget a lot how much I've done.
Yeah.
And we're only halfway through the story. Like, we're not even up to date yet.
Oh, God.
It's one of the things, like, it's as you were telling it, it's like, it's a lot of these do smack up because, like, it's... Like, I haven't, like, EDM, I think we've certainly accomplished a lot, but I definitely am always, like, even whenever I'm at my most present, I'm still thinking about things kind of outside of what I'm currently working on.
100%.
Yeah, but it's like, you definitely strike as, like, you are fully committed to what you are currently, like, engaged in and currently, like, really throwing yourself at it.
I think it's the only thing that's real.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really had to, if I had to prove to y'all right now, everything that I've told you to this point, give me evidence, show me that it happened.
Yeah.
How much evidence do you really have?
Yeah.
Besides your memory of that
like
thing
you
replay, and then it gets a little like,
fuzzy
each time you bring up that memory. Our memories aren't perfect.
No, they're not.
You know, the story gets a little bigger. You said it was this much, and it wasn't. It always grows like big fish. That dad that tells a story every time, and then they show up at his funeral. And they're all there. But they look a little different. They're maybe a bit smaller than the story you got. But that was there. And to be able to prove that, so it's like everything that came before, it's not real anymore. If you're living in the future, that's just not a guarantee. So if I have today, it is my duty to do the best that I can. Ideally shooting for what's over there, but when I go to sleep tonight, I better be like I did a damn good job.
I was just gonna say shout out Big Fish.
Shout out Big Fish.
Freaking Tim Burton.
Tim Burton movie.
I know. Great movie.
Ewan McGregor, one of my favorite actors.
Oh my God.
He's
such a nice guy. I got to work on a movie with him last year. Did I tell you that?
No, I'm jealous.
I'm sorry. He thanked me several times and I made him laugh a couple times.
You just put that little tinker in your heart.
Okay.
No.
This isn't about me or Ewan McGregor at this point. But okay, you go to...
We'll invite him to the next...
Honestly, it should be about Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
We'll invite him to season 2.
Shout out
Fuck
Ewan
my life.
McGregor.
Tell me that.
Okay, so...
Yeah.
Stunt school.
Stunt school. Yeah, so I drive to Seattle from Houston.
From Houston, wow.
Yeah, I've never...
That's a long-ass drive.
Here's the best part. I did it with my grandmother. So I was like, I got to do this drive. It's a 32-hour drive.
Jesus Christ.
And
that's a full work week of straight driving.
To get to be in
right.
Holy shit, you're right.
Yeah.
But to get to be in the car with her driving through some of the like places you never get to see. Just having like adventures. I got pulled over like 3 times for speeding. She'd get us out of it, being charming.
Yeah.
Like, my grandmother, I'm supposed to be driving, but I got tired and I just wanted him to get us to the hotel. It was the best. And got up there, and stunt school was really competitive. So it's an international program. They take 50 people a year, 25 girls, 25 guys, and it's international. So I was one of 8 Americans in my class.
Oh, wow.
And the rest were from Germany and Australia, and we had a girl from Sweden, Norway, and just all over the place. And it's where they taught us the high-profile stuff. So how to get set on fire, how to jump off a building into like an airbag, how to like flip and drift cars and hit the ground and ride wires and understand how to fight for camera and where the camera moves and how to make that work. And it was incredible. And I graduated at the top of my class and was invited to come back and stay like 3 weeks longer and do the advanced class. And my instructors there were like, hey, like, you need to come to Atlanta. Like, we live in Atlanta, and I'd never been here. And they were like, come here, we'll help get you started. And I was like, whoa, like,
say less.
And so I, without knowing anybody here, same thing like New York, I packed up the car, and Danielle said, throw some whole ass, and I left.
Throw your whole ass into it.
I
very Atlanta.
Yeah, very Atlanta.
Yeah,
you were already set up for success with that advice.
Going out. Ready.
Yeah.
Like a screen door in a hurricane. Sorry.
So how far of a drive is Seattle to Atlanta?
God, I couldn't even tell you. I'm sure it's maybe.
I was going to say,
Hold on, I'll Google it.
Yeah.
Real quick.
That's eminently findable information, actually.
I know, but I was asking Austin's personal experience. I also love on Google, like Google Maps, where you like search a location or destination that's so far away that they're like, hey, do you want to choose a starting point instead of exactly where you are?
Surely you're not driving from here.
Yeah. So it's having trouble.
It's having to calculate a lot of road.
That is, hold on, I'm doing math.
It was in kilometers.
38 hours.
Damn.
Because it's a day and 14.
Jeez.
Oh,
hours.
yeah, that's 38.
Yeah. I can't do math. I'm
It's a
excited.
hell of a drive.
Yeah.
I'm like in Utah and going through. It was incredible.
Yeah. Did you do that drive with anyone?
I didn't do it with anyone on the way back. That was more treacherous.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh well, yeah.
Was,
a lot more dangerous.
Yeah.
I took the scenic route coming back.
I
went down the coast of California.
Oh wow. So that drive was probably more like
I think
it's
maybe
that
longer.
week. This is a straight shot.
This is the fastest way to get to Seattle.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to stop in LA and just get
fair.
to really kind of figure out if it was going to be LA or Atlanta. LA was just not.
It's okay. It's
for
not.
me.
It's not for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But the people, we just didn't kind of mix.
That's okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
How it is.
How it was. But
I will say, in my personal experience, every time one of my best friends lives out in LA, shout out Iris Ray, and Iris lived in LA for a brief time in their earlier 20s with their now ex-husband, and now they live back in LA after moving from Atlanta. And every time I go visit them out there, I like LA a little bit more, but I still don't like LA.
Yeah.
It's like maybe a 2% increase of liking LA, and I'm going to get so much flack for that.
I'm sure.
LA's
like
fine.
saying,
I love
here's
Bob
the thing.
Baker's Marionette Theater. Love that. Love Dodger Stadium. Great.
Shout out Bob Baker. Shout out the
here's the thing.
Dodgers.
Shout out the Dodgers. Also, shout out Big Bud Press. Big Bud Press
know-
is like the freaking clothing line that I wear every day.
You know what it is? I'll be a little more specific.
Sure.
I love how beautiful California is.
Sure.
The history that's there, especially with film and just every like the pastilles. It is beautiful, and it's not really even a people problem. It's that I don't want to be surrounded by the industry nonstop and a feeling of desperation.
Yeah.
The
That's
desperation in the air.
in the air of everybody trying to clamor like crabs in a barrel, trying to clamor over each other for their shot. And it was more of an energy that I was like, I need some separation between this and between my life.
You need to be able to punch out.
It'll directly affect me. And if I'm not constant and sure of who I am, someone will 100% tell me. And do they actually have their best interests in heart for me? I don't know.
Yeah. That's fair.
That's truthfully my opinion. And it was more like a happiness decision.
Sure.
Yeah.
In the end.
Yeah, 100%. So you came to Atlanta.
Came to Atlanta. Same thing. Didn't know.
What year did you move here?
2017, 2018.
Okay.
Right on. Yeah. Yeah, it's been almost 8 years.
Wow.
And so came here, and funny enough, I had an aunt that lived outside of Atlanta, and so I got the above garage, which
Hell
was
yeah.
great for. It was the choice spot.
Yeah.
And it was great. And by the time that I got here, I had an agent in 1 week, and I got a job at Lifetime. And within 2 weeks of that, I got a job at Medieval Times.
I forgot about the medieval times of it all.
Yeah.
I forgot about Jeff Huth.
Yeah.
How can I forget about Jeff Huth, man?
Ginormous.
That
I
is
love
a
that
giant unit of a
Talk
man.
about the biggest heart, too.
Right, oh my God.
He's one of the greatest men. I love that man.
His heart is as big as his muscles.
He's
I keep bringing up muscles during this podcast. I promise I'm not muscle obsessed.
Oh, no, that dude's 270. He's got a lot.
He's huge.
He's huge. He's a big boy.
The name's Huth.
Yeah.
Huth.
Oh my God, dude. His name sounds muscular.
Yeah.
It's got girth to it.
Yeah.
God, I can't wait for him to hear that. And just like blush a little bit. Because he's like bashful.
Oh, yeah.
Like, about all that stuff.
It's
Incredible.
I love him.
That's even better.
Yeah,
I love that man.
I love that man. He's so sweet.
And we get to Medieval Times.
Yeah.
And same thing. Another level of being like, wow, I had this list of what I assumed I would do. Everything that I've said on my list, I actually can say that confidently. I've had 3 times in my life where I've taken a journal and I've just written down, I guess, my process of what I'm about to kind of endeavor on.
Yeah.
I always start with, what is my definition of happiness? And it's changed every time that I've done it.
Yeah.
And that can be, and maybe it's a bit of like a visualization method, but what does my day look like? Who's the partner that fits me at this time?
Sure.
What does she look like? And I get real detailed about it. I love journaling. And I'll write down what that entire day, from the time I wake up to what I am doing, and go down that list, and that is happiness. That's my definition of it.
Yeah.
And I'm living that. And sometimes I've been into a second journal and restart the journal and I go, it's changed.
Yeah.
Same thing. I'll do the same thing with my goals. I go set 10 goals. I'm going to do these things. And for each goal that I would do, I would write 3 obstacles that are keeping me from that thing. But for each obstacle that I wrote, I had to write 5 things that I could control to
Like
make
solutions.
that obstacle.
I think that's so huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because then once you see that, oh wait, I can control
At least part of it.
Part of the
Yeah.
equation that is the fear that's saying, hey, this can't happen. And for 3 journals that I've done that for, I've knocked everything off the list. And now we're at the 4th where it's like, okay, well, what's next?
Yeah.
And it keeps kind of progressing.
Yeah.
But
I'm so sorry. Before we get too far away from it,
yeah.
can you explain to people what Medieval Times is that don't know what it is?
Oh yeah, man. Medieval Times is a dinner theater show with you have knights jousting in full tournament. So I was
included with real live horses.
Yeah, real horses. We were really jousting. Metal swords, and we were hitting hard.
Yes.
We were hitting hard. Medieval Times actually jumped me into kind of COVID. So I'm there, I'm jousting, and right as COVID is hitting, everything's kind of going great.
Yep.
I think I started like working on set. I'd gotten like my first stunt job and had lined up 3 or 4 jobs where I was like, oh my God, I'm a stunt man. I'm doing this thing.
Doing the thing.
And COVID hits and the world kind of went to shit. Yeah. And what was interesting for me at the time was you need a proof of income to get an apartment, right? So my aunt and uncle were moving houses. I was moving into my apartment, finally first apartment by myself.
Yeah.
And they said, you don't have any income. You can't move in here. And I was like, well, can I pay for the whole thing outright? And they were like, no. I had to move back to Texas.
Oh, wow.
And go all the way back.
Oh.
And with the feelings of, I have just failed. Yeah. What am I gonna do?
Like had it all just kind of vapor in your hands.
Everything, like it's just the sand is just falling through. And I remember being in like a heap of depression at home, dealing with like, how the fuck am I, gonna do this? Is everything gonna come back? What's the world kind of going on right now?
I think a lot of artists around that time who were dealing with like the isolation in that specific depression were asking themselves the exact same question. Like, how the fuck are we supposed to do the thing we're meant to do?
I think we're in a similar situation right now with the industry and everything else.
It's kind of in flux. You're absolutely right. Yeah. But this is a different
totally.
problem.
Whole other problem.
Whole other thing. But it's a good question to be like, how the fuck am I supposed to do this?
Yeah. And I hit a point there where I had a dream. Yeah. And I call my cousin and I go, hey man, I just had this dream. Like, never written a film before or a TV show, and I think he was at UCLA and studying like directing. He's incredible. I told him this dream. He's like, "You dreamed that thing?" I was like, "Yeah." And I go, "Can we write this script?" And I begin writing. And I'm a dyslexic kid. I'm dysgraphic, terrible at grammar, shit at spelling. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll be a writer, and if that's something I can do.
Yeah.
And we start writing, and I get this call from Medieval, like, hey, we're gonna try to reopen the castle. All those COVID contingencies, like, come on back. And
the one in Atlanta.
In Atlanta. Okay. So now I got a reason to move back.
Yeah.
I still don't have an apartment because I don't have proof of income.
Yeah.
And so it leads me to meeting the people that I rent from now. Their name is Mark and Diane, and they were former I didn't know this at the time. They were former executive producers at HBO.
Oh
shit!
And so I knew their son Steven from Medieval, and he said, "Hey, someone just moved out of our house. I know you don't have a place to stay yet, but my parents said you can stay with us for free until you get enough checks under your belt that you can get your own place."
Yeah.
And I was like,
"That's so
that's
kind."
incredible.
That's all you need is a chance. Yeah.
So and funny enough, the script I was writing at the time was called Chance Romance. You talk about chance. I move into the house, and I'm like, this is the biggest house I've ever seen. She's got Emmys on her mantle and stuff, and I'm just like, oh my. I was like, Steven, who are your parents? He's like, oh yeah, Dad used to be a huge Hollywood editor. My mom they're both producers at HBO. I was like,
oh, word.
Okay. And I'm like, you better be so cool.
These people can make or break your career.
Yeah, and I start working on, I've been working on the script the whole time. Yeah. And I was like, I'm never going to bring this up. I'm going to bring it up to them.
Yeah.
You just don't do it. Don't do it. And so like a week before I move out, Diane was like, I always hear you on Zoom calls. You're always working in your room. What are you working on? I was like, I'm writing a script.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, can I see it? And I was like,
jeez.
Jeez.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so I give her the first episode, and she goes, this is incredible. Do you have a second episode? And I was like, I do. She read 6 episodes and goes, I'm retired. I just want to see this thing made.
Aww.
So I'm going to make some calls. I'm going to try to get you in the room. Yeah. And she got us pitch meetings with Netflix and Hulu. Yeah. And it was the first time in my life that I was having a full table read and everything kind of going on and going, you were just this kid that's dyslexic. Yeah. And now the first script you've ever written, someone that has done the damn thing says that it's good enough to give it a shot. Yeah. And Netflix and Hulu offered us $75K for the script with 0 creative rights. Take your name off, give it to another person, another director. They'll redo the whole thing and own it. And she was like, "You don't take that deal."
Yeah,
no, you don't.
She's like,
not early, especially.
Yeah, she's like, they just think that you're 2 kids.
Yeah,
they want to just take it and sit on it, and just. She goes, you table it. You go work on the next one. You build your name. You do the stuff. In time, and so it's just kind of what we started doing. And out of nowhere, Magic Mike falls in my lap.
I didn't want to bring it up.
You can bring it up. Yeah.
So. It's actually one of my favorite things to bring up because I bring it up constantly, and surprisingly I haven't brought it up today at all.
That's funny.
No, because when I was
you knew it was going to happen.
I did. I went to a Magic Mike show live.
You went in Vegas?
No, I went to London. And
did I not
tell you this?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I went to one for my friend's bachelorette party last year.
You saw the whole show.
I saw the whole show.
That's great, isn't it?
And this is gonna sound weird, but
no, it's not.
No, what this next sentence I'm about to say.
He's gonna make it weird.
I am gonna make it weird. No, but the friend's bachelorette party, who it was a good friend of Christian and I's.
Oh, okay.
And I texted Christian and I was like, I just saw a Magic Mike show in London. Is this what Austin does?
Yeah,
question mark.
We did the whole show.
I thought about you the entire time I was watching a Magic Mike show, which is what I was thinking about, or what I was, what I was about to say to make it weird, because I was like, I know Austin's really talented, but he can do all of this.
This is what he's doing.
I did the whole show.
Can you tell the audience? Because I was waiting till we got to this part. What your Magic Mike experience was.
Yeah. Now this, so let's talk about how the job landed in my lap.
Yes.
So, interesting enough. Back in my musical theater days, when I
Yes.
still had the agent, they were getting the first Las Vegas show off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And so at the time, they, you've seen the movie, the guy that plays Tarzan is an older wrestler. He's the oldest guy of the stripper crew. And the ladies are just obsessed with him. And so they kind of have their stereotypes in the show. There's the long hair guy, they have all the stuff. There's the Mike character. And they kind of go off of that makeup.
Okay.
You know? And so they originally cast an older guy. And the ladies did not like him at all. And so they said, well, we're going to make him younger and we're going to make him break dance. And I break dance. And so they...
Offhanded. I break dance.
I mean, like head spins, windmills, that kind of stuff. And my dad was a break dancer. So I learned all that from him. And so go to the audition and, you know, you learn all the combos, you learn all the stuff. And I make it to the final 3 in New York. And so we're there with the dance captain and assistant choreographer. She's like, okay, hey guys, we're going to go take a break for lunch, you know, go get some food. Maybe don't do Chipotle because we're stripping, you know, below. I was like, okay.
Yeah. That's good advice.
No, really, it was sound advice. She's like, you're going to strip, we're going to put it on camera, we're going to send it to Channing Tatum. And so we're like, okay. And so I come back, and Channing Tatum's in the room.
Oh, shit.
And he's there. Yeah.
This is a very specific detail, but I need to know the answer. Do you remember what you ate for lunch?
Oh, shit. I think I avoided lunch for
I was going to ask,
full
did you
model
not
mentality.
eat anything?
No, I was like, I'm going to just huff it. Like,
I'm huffing for now. I'm going to really crash something out.
I'm going to get Chipotle later.
Dry. And he's sitting behind the table, and he's got a beard, and he's wearing a beanie, and he's like, hey, what's up, guys? And I'm like... Oh,
you're like, oh, shit.
And he kind of takes a second. He goes, yeah, so, you know, Magic Mike is really kind of like it's about the women. And normally, like, when a girl goes to, like, a show, it's some dude being like, oh, look at me. Like, I'm such hot shit. And he's like, it's not about that at all. It's all about, like, consent and, like, being intimate and what's their fantasy and making them open up enough in their feminine to get to live that fantasy with you as their partner. And it's a dance and monologue without words. And so, I'm going to go out in the hallway and get a few bitches and we're going to put them in the chairs and y'all going to strip for them. And I was like, oh my God! And so he walks out at Ripley Gear and grabs 3 girls. And one of them's like, I'm missing my audition for this! And he sits them in the chair and we got to do the whole chair dance.
I mean, no offense. What would you do if Channing Tatum grabbed you from a hallway?
You go.
Like, hey, you go.
Absolutely.
I'm
a dude. I'm like, what's up, boy?
You're like, let's go. Let's do this.
What are we doing, man?
What's going on?
I'm going to miss my audition for this. Let's go.
100%. You go.
You go.
And so we did the whole, like, what is it? Permission. The song is Permission. Yo, permission, baby.
Okay, copyright, yes.
Yeah, copyright. Yeah, whatever that song is.
Yep.
You can cut that. But,
cut
we
that.
do that whole thing, and then he's like, guys, you're killing this. And he took us through the whole choreography. How you're gonna do this?
Yeah.
How you approach? It's like you are asking, like, hey, I'm gonna pick you up right now. Eye contact only.
The communication.
Is this okay?
Yeah.
We're gonna go to the ground. So it really is like you are having to read and go, I am going to do this, and does the woman want this? Does she not? We have things for if they don't, and if they do, there's all contingencies, and they're watching you going, can you do this? It is a crowd-based show.
Yeah. Body language is a communication.
Communication and consent. Yeah.
It's underrated.
Yeah, it is a real language you gotta understand. Yep. And the consent part of it is humongous.
100%.
Yeah. And so he sends them out, and then he goes, okay, guys, so honestly, any one of y'all are good enough. Like, you got this. He goes, incredibly talented. I just want to see y'all breakdance and what your style is. I'm going to put on some music, and you just do your thing. The first guy goes, he's pretty good. I'm like, okay, but I got him. And I go, and I show his ass up. And I'm like, yeah, I got this.
You put your whole ass into it.
Whole ass out, yeah. And so the third guy goes, and he does a head spin and takes off his pants, no hands. They just go, whoosh, and fly off.
Crazy.
That is crazy work.
And yeah, like that reaction, all of us were like, just mouth to the floor.
And I'm just imagining it to see it in person.
Yeah, and like the guy next to me leans over and he goes, he's got to be a real stripper, right? Like how do you prepare for this? And Channing looks at us and he just goes like, I mean, like, you know, he's got, like it's it. Like, so he booked it.
Yeah.
7 years later, I get a phone call. And it's like, hi, is this Mr. Arizpe? And I'm like, yeah, who's speaking? I'm like, big getting crank call or something, something or other. And they go, yeah, this is Channing Tatum's people. We'd like to reach out to you. He's putting together a show called Finding Magic Mike, and he remembered you from the audition. I was like, he remembered me. Would you like to submit? And blah, blah. And so they, I get called to kind of be on the show.
Yeah. Which is called?
Yeah. And
what's the show called?
Oh, Finding Magic Mike.
Okay.
And so we go
out now on blah blah blah.
I don't even know where it's at now.
I know.
I'm sure you can find it somewhere.
The internet.
But
maybe it was like an HBO show back.
It was HBO, yeah.
So it might not exist anymore. We'll see.
Yeah, I do think it's moved networks a few times at this point, but it is out there. And it is. You've seen the show. It's super
seen a
dance
little
heavy.
bit of the show.
It is. You got to be a real dancer. To do this thing, dancing, acrobatics, and coming off of breaking my back.
Yeah.
I never got that shot. To be like, I am good enough to do the thing. And now there's starting to be like that second guessing in your head from I can do everything to I can't. And the whole premise of the show is men that had lost their magic. And so at the time, I was dealing with my father's Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And dance was something that Dad gave me.
Yeah.
And at that time, he was really starting to kind of go downhill, and I wanted him to see his son do it, like, and try to get a memory big enough that, like, I did do it, Dad. Like, I did you right. I knew I could do it. I want you to see me do this thing.
Yeah.
You know, and prove I'm worthy of the stage. I'm worthy of this thing. And they wiped my whole resume of my professional background, and I was like, okay, well, they're like, we just for competition wise, we don't want it, like, people to see. I had to remove things from my IMDb, take things off my resume, a whole slew of stuff for getting on the show.
Yeah,
I get on the show, and I'm on the top 10, and I didn't realize I'm the only professional dancer. Everybody else on the show has never danced in their entire life.
Wow.
And when you look at what the show is asking for, it's like, oh, crap. And so I begin winning every challenge, or the crowd is voting, and it's not really fair at this point compared to, like, I'm gonna take this regular dude, and they're gonna lose a ton of weight, and I'm gonna make them this incredible dancer. And then they could not find a long-haired person for this thing, so someone just pulled me as the last-minute pseudo stereotype fit. And it messed up the entire the show was supposed to kind of be doing, because it wasn't truly fair. And I knew that as soon as I got there. I was like, this is
not good.
Like, and I was kind of rooting for the underdogs. I was like, I'd rather you get this.
Yeah.
Just for the story of it.
I was like, well, not just that. Some of those guys did need this confidence thing, and I was really doing it for Dad and for knowing that I could do it. I quit dancing. I broke my back. It wasn't. That died. So to get to have that chance to do that, be on stage. I did know that I did it. Midway through shooting, we get 2 weeks into shooting, we get shut down for COVID. And stuff started getting really, really bad. And I mean really bad. So there's certain rules when you're on a reality show like that. They take away your phone. They take away your writing stuff. They're meant to vent you on camera. It's the whole kind of point. Pent up emotions,
they want to see it.
Questions, they want to see it. And so what happened was they lock us in our hotel rooms for 4.5 weeks. No phone. I didn't have a clock in my room. We're in Vegas. The TVs are pay-per-view only. Can't watch anything. And you're stuck in your hotel room for 24 hours a day. And they're feeding us meal prep at that time, 1,000 calories a day.
Jesus Christ.
I lost 25 pounds of muscle. I started going gray. My hair started falling out. I'm not the only guy. They put the entire cast on suicide watch. And some days they'd forget to feed us or forget to bring us water. They forgot to deliver my prescription medication, and I started going through withdrawals. And my girlfriend at the time honestly saved my life. She flew out to Vegas, and she snuck out, and she snuck into my room. And we could not leave our room. We didn't have a key to our room. They had someone watching in the hallway, and you had to use a key to use the elevator. We were just stuck in there. They took our passport. They took our phones. We went on a strike, and they told us that if we didn't finish the show and caused liability to stop a filming, that they could sue us for whatever the cost of
for the losses.
And they took us through the whole contract.
And
And said they just got us a therapist to talk to on the phone. we figured out that we could call each other on the hotel phone internally without charge. So we figured out each other's room numbers.
Yep.
And we started calling each other to just make sure, hey, dude, are you doing okay? Did I feed you today?
Kind of community.
And if you rewatch the show, you see me go from big to really teeny. And then we protect each other.
Yeah.
And it became the thing that they pitched the show as. It's so wholesome that these guys really love each other and they're protecting each other and they won't talk shit about each other. And it was like, no, because they saved our lives.
Yeah.
I'm friends with all those guys today.
Yeah.
Shout out Ross Harris. Ross Harris has been there for me through some of the hardest times of my entire life.
Yeah.
Giovanni, so many of those guys. I got these brothers out of it that protected each other. And what was hard mentally is at the time I lost all the protective layers on myself that I'd built up over the stuff I hadn't worked on.
Yeah.
I lost the body shield.
Yeah.
And you're trapped in a room with your thoughts.
Yeah.
And with everything wrong, and you're only let out the room to compare yourself to others, to then try to win your space back to solitary confinement. And it did a number on me. It shattered me to a point that I had no clue who I was. I had to deal with that therapist for months after the show ended.
Yeah.
And I began just imploding my life around me. I imploded everything. I couldn't go out in the world anymore. I had trouble leaving the apartment. I was really kind of stuck with my girlfriend, and she did everything she could to really try to bring me back. But 2 drowning people can't swim.
Yeah.
And that gets really hard. And then dealing with issues internally, even in the relationship of like, well, all these girls are going to kind of want you, and you're skipping steps in the industry that I haven't gotten to do, and you're about to blow up and be this really big thing when the show comes out. And she was an actress, and so it's like I broke all the rules of how you're supposed to do this thing.
Yeah.
Someone gifted it to me, and now you're about to be at like a pinnacle of sexy dudes and like putting out there.
Yeah.
You don't know how big this thing's gonna be.
Exactly.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
But it became like a point of contention, and I began getting offers from agents and managers and offers to audition for Marvel movies and things.
Yep.
And she told me, and I'd already bought a wedding ring for her at the time, and she told me that she would leave me if I accepted any of those because she didn't want to be a competition with me. And so I rejected.
Okay. Here's the thing. You guys are completely different.
Yeah, well,
and like
you can try to argue it.
She's not here right now to be argued with. Yeah.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is, you're right. There is no competition.
Silly.
But she went from being like, well, you said you wanted to write and just do stunts and maybe direct, and now you're gonna be this actor. And eventually, she kind of told me. And here's the thing. Everybody has their own stuff going on. Yeah. We were just a perfect storm, and I love her. She saved my life.
Yeah,
she did. She came out there, and suicide was on the table for a good while. Yeah. I really battled with it. You don't understand solitary until it's a punishment I don't wish on people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It fucks you up
fundamentally
to a point.
It's cruel and unusual punishment. They shouldn't have it.
And They told us we'd be blacklisted if we even talked to it was a whole thing for a good long time.
Yeah.
And we did the best we could, and at a certain point I remember something kind of happened where Dad was just getting worse and worse, and I'm trying to deal with my mental health and still figure out a job on the other side of this because Medieval Times was gone at that point.
Yeah.
And everything was falling apart. I have no clue who I am. And she kind of told me, she was like, she's like, you're never going to be able to support us and our potential kids or family as long as you keep throwing any opportunity away to go help your dad. And I was like, I can't. He's dying.
Yeah.
No.
And it really messed me up for years. I mean, I actually really haven't dated anybody until Dad passed about a year ago, and I'm finally opening myself up. But it messed with me to a point that I was like, I have this hero complex that I try to save everybody but me, and you're drowning, dude. What are you gonna do? You gotta save somebody, and you love this person, you see everything with her, but you gotta save yourself. And she needed to save herself too. 2 people were drowning by their self-made problems.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's just a cycle and a circle.
Yeah.
And it was no one's fault. It just was.
It happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
And we kind of end our things and we go our separate ways. And I still have nothing but love and appreciation for her and what she did.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was interesting to be on the other side. And then the show comes out and they cut out all the stuff of me talking about how much I love her. They paint me as the sex interest for the show, and they remove everything about me talking about my dad and coming on the show to do it for Dad.
Yeah.
And that's when stuff just exploded. And it was like, okay, well, now it's even worse than where we were kind of at.
It's in a way, it's one of those things. In a previous conversation, we talked about how like history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes, and it's one of those things where
that's a good way to say it.
You're having to kind of it's one of those things where like the script you had written, but then for it to go anywhere in the industry, they wanted the creative liberty at the final say of it, and that's the same thing here. You had lived through the entire experience of that, but then they had the final creative say over it. And that ends up, like, it's materially, you can literally see how much of an impact that has.
Yeah. I mean, there's a story department. Nothing in reality it's all scripted.
It's all scripted, and at the bare minimum, manipulated.
Yeah. And they got real angry at me because I figured out that what they'll do when they interview you is they make you wear the same clothes.
So they can edit
around it. But what I would do is I'd always have a pen and put it in my pocket.
Yep.
Or I'd move it to the other pocket. Or I'd wear my hair up, down, or side pony.
So it's
they could not figure out until they got to the editing room and they go, we can't re-edit what this guy says.
Yeah.
And I controlled my narrative, but then they just painted it. They cut out everything of me talking. Yeah. And just rewrote their own.
Yep.
Yeah.
And whoa, it was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I started I guess kind of from there rebuilding.
Yeah.
As you would kind of say, because everything is kind of
what you got to do
going forward. But trying to figure out
what came after that.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like it's recent, but it seems far away.
Grateful do that to you.
I guess kind of working through strike time.
So,
that's
we haven't really talked.
That's why it's blacked out.
Well, we haven't really talked about the Atlanta film strike on this podcast like at all.
We're having a lot of theater folks. It's just now hitting me actually.
Folks, yeah. But I mean, I think the only other person that like has kind of lived that was Davey Pierce, who we had on the podcast a bit ago, who is a set dresser, and we talked about the golden handcuff rule. Are you familiar?
I think so.
With like it pays enough for you to keeps
you stuck to it, but not enough to
leave it. Yes. And I had never heard of that concept until Davey explained it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, you are 100% correct." Like,
it's like a bad relationship.
Yeah,
they love bomb you once and you stay for another 3 months.
Yep.
Yeah. Truthfully,
100%.
Can I actually run to the restroom real quick?
Yes.
Can we take a pause?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And we're back.
Thank you, Rice Krispie Treats, for sponsoring that ad segment.
No. Okay.
Snap, crackle,
pop. I guess it would be Wendy's for the last one. This would be you did an ad for Big Bud Press for free actually in this episode.
Please sponsor me. I've given you thousands of dollars. My entire fucking wardrobe is basically Big Bud.
You're just trying to get in the black. You're not even asking for much.
No. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
So
just enough.
Yeah, just enough.
So I guess maybe a good way to maybe transition this, and we'll probably skip a little bit, but you are now in training to be a firefighter.
Yeah.
Can we get to like how you started that?
Yeah, I think an important part to kind of talk about the why behind that is starting with Dad's death, because that was a real big part of it. Where coming out on so Dad was born Friday the 13th. He died on his birthday, Friday the 13th.
Oh my God.
And
that's so
the
eerie.
interesting part about that, and this is what's really kind of important to the why, is that within 3 months of Dad passing, Dad passes away after the strike is over. My first set job back, a job supposed to be 9 months. Big job. Thank
Yeah.
God. I worked my ass to get it.
Yeah.
Get this job, and
You threw your whole ass into it, yes.
threw my whole ass into it, just backed it up. But I'm sorry. But God, we're talking about throwing ass to get it.
Yeah,
I know.
That's what I didn't do. That didn't give me that job.
There we go. That's the issue. So close.
Damn! If I'd known then what I know now.
Exactly. You're always thinking back on the ass you could have thrown, and life's like that sometimes.
God, ain't it?
Yeah.
No, but so I get the call on set that Dad has passed, and I have to make the call. He has a do not revive, and I had to make the call on the line with the EMTs and with Mom there.
Yeah.
It's what he
DNRs
wants.
are...
Yeah, and I knew what he wanted. We talked about it a long time. I'd had moments leading up to Dad. I'm a very deeply spiritual person.
Yes.
I call it magic, whatever you want to call it. I see it around me everywhere. I believe it. I know
Yeah.
it's. I've had too many serendipitous things happen to me to not believe that there's
something.
We'll get into it. Yeah. But so, speaking on the serendipity. So before Dad passed, he Alzheimer's is a bitch of a disease.
It is. Yes.
We went through a lot of big, challenging things as a family of selling the house. When the strike hit, I'd been helping a lot with Dad's medical bills, and that hit. Things went south fast when I could not support. And go from selling childhood house to we got to put Dad in memory care to these real big life-altering moments that are just heavy hits, man. You don't realize the blows that it can feel when you're dealing with that kind of stuff as a caregiver or as a son, whatever. It's very just rough. A lot of mourning. Alzheimer's is a slow goodbye.
Yeah.
But it's also really odd to mourn someone that's still here.
They're here.
Yeah.
And they're not. And the thing with Dad is Dad recognized us until the very end. He knew who we were. He had different names for us.
Sure.
Mom was my queen, my sister was my princess, and I was Top Gun. That's my Top Gun. He's always here. He saves my ass more than he's always here. Top Gun. He goes, he's the one. He's the one. He knows what he's supposed to do. And that was a very interesting thing to say. Mom would call me, and I got to a point of you compartmentalize so you can get through really tough things.
Yes.
And I'm a very visual person. Like, I'm the type of person I can watch movies in my head. I can hear voices of my friends and have those pseudo conversations before I speak them. You know, the whole film sort of thing. And so I got into a comfort point where I would ask Dad what I should do and have Dad's voice in my head help kind of guide me. And that was such a calming, comforting thing to me. And Mom FaceTimes me. She goes, hey, I'm on the phone with Dad. He's got something he's got to tell you. And Mom had just come to memory care. And Dad, she opens the door to his room, and he runs up to her. He goes, Victoria! He hasn't said her name in 9 months.
Wow.
He says, Victoria, you got to FaceTime Austin right now. I got to tell him. I've been talking with the others. I got to tell him what they said. They said he's ready. They say Austin's got to step up. It's his time. He's got to do it. He's ready. And she goes, okay, I'll get him on the phone. And gets him on the phone. And he goes, hi. I like your mustache. I think they had pudding today. And she's like, that's not what he was going to say. And she tells me, she goes out there, she's like, who? Alex says he's been talking to people. Who's he been talking to? And they said, he's been in his room all day. Mom came in another time, and they had a picture of me on the wall, just like my headshot or something. And Dad is standing in front of it having a lucid conversation. More of a lucid conversation than he has when you're there with him.
Yeah.
And he would listen and respond to questions that he's like, no, Austin, you're doing the right path. I don't need you to worry about this. And you start going, I'm asking these questions on one side of the earth, and you're in 1 foot in, 1 foot out, responding with me.
Yeah.
You know, it's such a magical kind of thought to think of something like that.
Yeah.
And it gets more magical. Magic starts entering my life at this point. And it starts making me really check in with, why does something like this happen?
Yeah.
Why? I gotta know. I ask too many questions. I need to know how things work, or there's always a meaning behind it. If you look for it, you find it. I mean that.
Yeah.
And so Dad Dad passes, and 4 months go by. While I was at my funeral, taking care of all the arrangements and stuff, the film job that I had fired me, and the friends that I brought on to take my place, my roommates, had hired more people that they didn't need me anymore by accident. So I come home from the funeral and don't have a job. I have to watch my friends in my house go to the job that I accidentally got them.
Yeah.
And they refilled my spot without knowing it. And I was like, I know, but hard place to be.
No, that sucks.
And then at that point, I'd been trying to get into a relationship with someone. Like, first time opening myself up again, and I start catching her cheating on me, like, blatantly, and I am way too sad and way too messed up to let go. And that's just how it goes. You really need somebody, and obviously that.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's the wrong person.
Yeah, and I mean, I started sabotaging my life in every way that I could, because a man without purpose just reaches for pleasure. And I reached for everything that I could to not feel what I was feeling. To lose Dad, to lose my job, to know that this is happening in front of me and I'm too weak to leave it.
Yeah.
And what the fuck am I? I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
And I was shattered to a point, and finally it was the 4th of July. And
I know what's about to happen in this story. I'm so sorry.
No, it's the best part. I go to
No, it's not.
It is. I swear to God, it's the best part.
I know.
Yeah. It's so.
You'll wait till you hear.
It's big blows, unfathomable pains.
Yeah.
You lose your job, you lose a parent, you're losing a partner, someone that made you open up again. Now it's getting fucked, like blatantly. So I go to the 4th of July party. And she shows up with a guy she told me not to worry about, when I've caught her with multiple times. She doesn't talk to me the whole time, and then leaves with him without saying goodbye. And I am just, I'm a wreck.
Got it.
I am. Yeah. 1 was enough. 4 is too many. Yeah. I am fucked up. I don't want to go smoke or drink or do anything by myself. I don't want to sit alone in just isolation. And I'm at this point. I've been reaching for all the wrong things. I'm not fixing any of it. And it was the lowest I've ever been in my entire life. And I go back home from that party, and I call my friends. This happened in front of all my friends at the party. Yeah. I call my friends and I go, hey, I don't want to be alone right now. I don't want to smoke weed or drink by myself. This isn't me. I don't recognize this guy. I'm not happy. I shouldn't be alone right now. I just need to be surrounded by people that love me. I really need it. And they say, hey man, just come back over here. Yeah. Come over here right now. Yeah. You're not alone. Like we saw. Like it's going to be okay. And I needed somebody to tell me that. Yeah. And I left at 3 a.m. My house burned down at 3:30. Yep. I lost everything. Everything. Yep. So in 4 months, my dad passed. Each month something was happening. My dad died. The job that I had fired me. It's supposed to get me out the hole. Lose that person that I thought I really loved, opening me up again, like enough to try to have a serious relationship. That happens, and then I lose everything. Yeah. And it was when I decided to really I got sober. I did. Yeah. My life got exponentially better. Most important part. The fire truck that put my house out had number 13 on the side. Yeah. My dad, born 13th, died 13th. Fireman. If she hadn't have cheated on me that night, they said that I would have died in my bed. They said I would have passed out from the CO2, and I would have died. Everything that has happened, everything to this moment that has happened, when I look back at it, I see a wave of cause and effect, and cause and effect, and it's always perfect. Every bit of it was perfect. I needed to not be at that house anymore. I needed to not be in this friend group anymore. That their answer to big feelings was substances that make you not have those feelings. Yeah. And that's not the answer. No. It's never the answer. Yeah. And especially when you're in a bad place, get the fuck away from it. Yeah. You know, and that's the truth of it. And so within like 24 hours, the world just seemed to rally behind me. I have the friends that I thought would support me left. The support that I thought would be there, who I thought it would be, was not them. And it came from everywhere else. And those are the people, including Edie. Edie was one of those people that when my light was at the dimmest, like even hearing you talk about how bright I am, I remember how dim it was and how dark I was, and somebody I did not recognize, and it makes you re-examine why the causes are there.
Yeah.
So after that, I get a coordinator hears about what's going on, and he was moving out of his house. He replaced all his furniture. He gave me furniture. He gave me the clothes off his back. We're exactly the same size. I'm wearing his clothes right now. And, washer, dryer, TV, bed. He replaced my entire life in 24 hours.
Yeah, I remember calling you during this time to make sure you were okay, and you were like, you told me that happened. I was like, this is fucking incredible.
Wild.
Yeah.
And it just, Mark and Diane, the ones that originally helped me pitch, they welcomed me back the next day. Come with us. And when I moved in, they said, we didn't recognize you.
Yeah.
You weren't the person that we went to those meetings where they said you were broken.
Yeah.
You just were shattered. You were like a shell of who you were. And when you think about 10 years of just stuff going kind of downhill and being just broken and battered, and I'm gonna get up again for another fight, and then just a big right hook back to the ground. Like, I'm gonna get up.
Yeah.
Just let me wham. And then 4 back to back, you start to believe that the light's not coming.
Sure.
You really do. And right after that, my friend Justice, another one of the people that never lost faith in me finding home again inside myself, he said, hey man, I'm going to go to Costa Rica, and I'm shooting this documentary about plant medicine. I want you to come with me, and we're going to go do ayahuasca with the shamans in Costa Rica.
I remember you telling me about this. I forgot about this, though.
Yeah, that's why I was like, there's such a step to
I know.
from this. And so I'm like, I probably really need this.
Yeah.
And I go. And it was one of the most life-changing moments of my entire life, and processing so much more than even that you're conscious of.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest ones was I had this vision. They give you 3 things to work on. And so it's show me who I've become. Merge me back with my soul at all costs, and heal my heart. And those are your intentions to work on. I got all 3 in the first night, and then I had a week to dig deeper.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
And so what show me who I've become is what we've kind of talked about, which really is hey, who are you? Like,
what's up?
Like, this whole podcast is when you rewind the clock and go through the waves of up and down, you understand that each moment has shaped you into who you are supposed to be today. Just like how you're talking about, you commit yourself totally to, I do.
You do.
I do. And funny enough, like, whoever believes in astrology, you be as woo as you want. I used to go to astrology class with my mom and my grandmother. I have it tattooed on me. So Virgo, which is my sign, the mantra behind Virgo is be here now. And that's what you're supposed to be learning to be in this kind of lifetime. Leo, the confidence of being yourself. Sagittarius rising is what that is the ever quest of truth and meaning.
Audience or listeners, Austin is pointing at a tattoo that he has on his right wrist, and we will take a picture of it so you can see it. It's beautiful. When did you get that?
I got it on my birthday. I hired a tattoo artist to come out and tattoo everyone at the party.
What year?
I don't remember.
Check his watch. What year?
I don't know.
Were you looking at the other tattoo on your wrist?
Oh yeah, I got a little rose, lover and a killer. It was more like medieval times.
Yep.
But
That's fine.
it's what I think it is be the person that gives the rose to the kids and the women, but be the man that's willing to fight for them.
I like that.
And so those are the only 2 I got, but they do mean a ton to me.
Hell of a
Especially
lot.
this is like, know who you are. Leo, the lion, has confidence in self. The air king, air fire, you know.
Yeah.
Those 2 together equal the ever quest of truth. Look for those things. But that gets into kind of the whole kind of vision stuff. So I realize I've ripped myself apart so many times in life through self-betrayal of who I am that I don't know what the whole version of me is anymore.
Do you feel like it's because you've lost so many parts about you? Or is it because you have regenerated so many times and pulled yourself apart?
You pull yourself apart. That I was so pulled apart, the threads were so stretched, I don't know what the whole blanket was.
Sure.
And it wasn't encompassing me anymore
Mm-hmm.
either.
Yeah.
And that's, life does that to people.
Mm-hmm.
It really
100%.
does. It gets really hard. And I remember reaching out and having to grab this energy and push it back together. And I saw the last time that my soul had ripped. And they teach you about it before you do this thing. And it was right when that person had cheated on me before the fire.
Yeah.
And I went, no, you don't get to do that. And I grabbed it.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it happen. I had to grab it and push it back into a little ball of light and put it in my chest.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that happened in the visions was I had asked, hey, show me why I'm here. Show me why I'm where I come from. Why am I doing this? Why does shit happen the way that it happens? I need to get it. And as real as y'all are here now, I'm at one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in my entire life. Mm-hmm. It's just stone, glowing white columns, grass, super green, and just purple galaxies above you. And super healthy, vibrant looking people, all young, walking around. Mm-hmm. It's the most beautiful place I've ever seen. Uh-huh. And I see my dad. Mm-hmm. And he's got a full head of hair. He's maybe mid-30s. And I see him from behind, just like side face, and he just starts walking.
I'm sorry, that made me immediately start crying.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Tissue.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. Your dad.
Yeah, but I see him, and there's so many people there, and it's so beautiful, and it's realer than. It's so weird. It's like it's realer than y'all are.
I just handed
now.
Austin another tissue I just grabbed.
And so I'm trying to keep up with him, and he's just walking away. Yeah. I'm like, I gotta talk to you. I gotta get to you. I gotta get there. And as I'm walking, I'm looking around, just like trying to take in where I'm at, and I see this giant auditorium, and it's like a lecture hall, and they're talking about their karma and their dharma. I keep going. I gotta keep up with that. And then I walk past this other room, and there's these people standing around, and it's almost like Westworld, like the bodies standing there, but they don't have, it's not like genitalia or anything. It's like a Ken doll or a Barbie doll.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of joking around, like, hey man, what do you think about this one? Should I be this guy for the next time around? I think it could be the right one. And I keep walking, gotta keep up with that. And I turn and I see this library that just goes on forever. 2 stories, and just people are going through their sections. There's sections for them of all their lifetimes of revisiting and trying to learn what they need next. And I make it to this giant amphitheater, and the galaxy from above is just water falling down into this giant pool, and the amphitheater seats, kind of like a Roman amphitheater, go all the way up. Wow. And my dad looks over into that well and just kind of has a chuckle and takes a finger and just boop, pricks it, and ripples go out. And he turns around and he sits down with people that I recognize to be my great-grandmother and other people looking quite young. And he just smiles and gives me a wink, and I get pulled, shot down into my body. And I'm just like, boom! I gotta go back. Like, give me another cup. I got so much more questions. Yeah. And I run up to the shaman. I'm like, hey, look, I just had this place. I gotta get back. And he goes, quiet, my son. He goes, tell me this place. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he closes his eyes and he starts listening. I start telling him through, and he goes, I know this place. I've been there before. And he goes, before I could finish telling him all the rooms, he goes, did you make it to the library and the amphitheater? And I was like, I didn't tell you the final rooms. And he goes, and I was like, yeah, I saw it. And he goes, of course. He goes, you were there. He goes, you just weren't supposed to be there yet.
Oh, wow.
But do you remember where you come from? And it's like, you chose all of it. I chose the worst of the worst, too. The stuff that broke me, shattered me, that I wish I could undo. Why did I choose it? Because I needed it for what I came here to do, which I'm still figuring. I'm still figuring out.
Yeah.
And I'm remembering as I'm going along the path, as it develops.
Yeah.
And what a sense of comfort after so much pain to go, man, no matter what happens from here on out, you put it in your script, man. It's got a purpose. It's your job to figure out why it's getting you to that character arc that you meant to be.
Yeah.
And I do believe that I've been sent here. And I chose to be here at a time when everything in the world is kind of falling apart. That if I'm strong enough to be a man of value, a man that is a protector, a man that wants to be of service, and a man that can build, then if I can spend the rest of my lifetime building businesses that serve a need of the community and being a civil servant, I'm more than happy to run into a burning building to save someone that others may not go back in for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, what a life of value and meaning. That if the worst of the worst were to happen, if I were to die in the attempt of that,
yeah,
man, what a good way to go out.
Yeah.
It's the best way to go. I still can live my passion. I have enough free time to keep living in this. I think stories and art are so important. I've dedicated the majority of my life to it, that if I can continue to do that and foster it in others at a time period where most of us have lost a little bit of hope, then okay, that's why. And it's exactly what my dad did before me too. He did that. He created things, he served others, and he was the man that went in the building. He didn't leave anyone behind. And I've been left behind by a lot of people throughout my life as the story has kind of unfolded.
Yeah.
You can't keep them. Their time in the script was over.
Yeah.
The best relationships and the impermanence of what we assume to be permanent. Nothing's permanent.
No.
So whatever the relationship was didn't work out. How beautiful that I had it. How did that change me? That's great. Thank you. I love you. That was wonderful. You can't perceive it or understand it until you are beyond it. So take that time. Like this wonderful bit about this podcast is you get to revisit the making of this beautiful person and human that you are now. We're so infinitely complicated and worthy of love and full of possibilities that when you talk about me loving people, I do love people.
I love people so much.
Interesting, and you only get two types of people in the world. You get the people that hate people, and you get the people that love people. You really do, and you there's some in between that are just stuck in trauma, that they want to open up and they can't, and they're trying their hardest. And I think, just like this, I think part of my purpose is talking. It gets better. It has meaning if you look for it. And the worst of the worst, the unfathomable, is maybe that shifting point that shifts everything. So it's like you not wanting to talk about the fire, these things I go, it's the stuff I wouldn't change. It's not even
that. I just forgot about that part of the lore, okay?
Yeah.
And it
It's where a lot of the budget for the production went. Was
the fire. Yeah.
It was back to back because the VFX for the library.
Yeah. No, but I mean that's part of the reason why I started this podcast is because I love people and I want to know more about them and I want to know their journey to get here.
That's incredible.
100% why I started this podcast.
You can't listen to someone's story and not find the peace of God that's in you that's in them.
Yep.
You will find a reason to love them. You will find a reason to empathize with them.
Yeah.
That's why stories mean so much to us.
Yeah.
And when you take the time to be inquisitive about a person, regardless of what they believe, regardless of politics, religion, you will find a reason to love them.
Yeah.
You will.
No, that's 100% why I started this podcast. Because I love people, and I'm so glad you're here, Austin.
No, I'm so happy to be here.
You'll find it. Can we intro into the audio? Just like there's a nice build of applause.
Oh yeah, like the
yeah.
I need none.
I'm gonna applaud you.
Well, that's why we didn't do it here. We're just gonna add it to that.
We're gonna add it. There's just gonna be like a thunderous applause in like 30 seconds. Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. So Fire Academy, you're currently, and that is what brought you to want to be a firefighter, and you are currently in training to be said firefighter.
Yeah, well, it's not. I don't even have the job yet. They remind us daily.
You're training for it.
I have an opportunity.
Yeah,
and I'm with DeKalb. They are the
DeKalb County.
DeKalb County. They are the hardest and the most prestiged in Georgia.
Wow.
The longest history. They're
Is
the
it
hardest
because
to get into.
there are a lot of fires in DeKalb County?
I don't know the exact
Throwing
So
shade.
here's
I'm just asking.
Actually, fun statistic. So I'm in EMT school right now.
Cool.
And the majority of calls that a firefighter will go on, 83.4% is medical.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The majority of the job is on someone's worst day or their life is in your hands. You are the person showing up to give them a fighting chance. And so I take this section especially seriously of like how cool to keep having opportunities to go be asked to go back to school and learn something at an age, most people think they're done learning.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've reinvented myself and like, hey, I get to know this guy today.
Yeah.
But the discipline that was asked of me on the other side of this fire to get this opportunity.
Yeah.
I was asked more of me than I've ever been. Like, you're even commenting on like, you're the biggest and the most muscular. I'm like, well, think about it. Can I carry that person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I strong enough to keep going back in? Am I the guy that you would want to see come through that door?
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
And the discipline that's asked too. Like right now, I'm waking up at 4:30 every day.
I know, that's why we had to do the podcast earlier today.
Yeah. So I'm at the gym. I do my cardio, and then I go straight to class. There 8 hours. I go back to the gym after. I go hit my book, and then I do it again. That'll be the next 10 months of my life.
Yeah.
And on the other side of it, I will do my best to keep this opportunity. But even if, for some reason, this time around, you can bet your ass that I'm not going to stop until it is. And that's, I'm proud of this guy because I'm doing more than I ever thought I was capable of doing.
Yeah.
And that's what these unfathomables teach you. You're bigger than you think you are. You're more capable than you know.
Yeah.
And as your friend, I just want to say I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, Edie. Well, you were one of the. I can count the number of people in my hands that saw me when I didn't see myself, and this guy is a result of that love. I mean that. And truly, I lost a lot of people in a short amount of time, and the ones that I kept, I wouldn't trade for the world.
Oh, me and us are now holding each other's hands across this table. Oh, mwah. Oh, yeah. Well, we've come to the point in the episode where I have asked you to bring an object that helps explain why you are the way you are.
Yeah.
And we're going to keep me honest. I have my eyes closed now. I don't know what this object is, and I'm going... Do you have the object?
I do.
Okay.
1 sec.
Okay. And so you are going to... I'm going to put my... Drew, keep us honest.
Yeah.
Are my eyes closed?
They are.
Okay, cool. I'm going to put my hand out, and you're going to put the object in my hands.
Okay.
And I'm going to describe the object, and you are going to tell me why I'm wrong.
Okay.
Cool. All right, I'm going to open... it feels like a necklace.
It is a necklace.
Okay, well, I'm going to... I feel like the rope...
Yep, it's rope.
cord, maybe? My eyes are still closed.
Yep.
And I'm going to open my eyes now. Okay, so you've been wearing this necklace the entire interview.
Yeah.
And I was eyeing it earlier, but I thought it was going to be the pine cone around your neck that was going to be the object that you were going to bring. Okay, so the object is... And again, you can tell me why I'm wrong because I'm not well versed in jewelry like this, but it is a rope necklace with a wooden clasp on the end so that it won't fall off of your neck. It's beautiful. It's got what? I'm not wrong.
I know. It's just like that is what a clasp does. Yes,
but it's a wooden one, so it's like a T shape, so that you put it through the loop. I haven't seen one like this.
Oh yeah, there we go.
In the God. Drew always questions me. I don't like it. And there is, so at the center point of the necklace, the highlight of the necklace, we'll say, is a beautiful, might I add, pendant. Pendant's the right word, I guess. Of unknown origin. I actually don't know what this material is. Is it
So it's
bone?
petrified whalebone.
It looks like bone, but a lot of things look like bone, so I didn't want to...
It's a hook that I got
It's beautiful. I'm gonna give this back to you. But that's basically what it is. It is a beautiful bone necklace with a intricate shape carved into it.
Since I've got it,
Yeah.
I almost never take it off. I sleep with it. I take it off the shower, basically.
Well, thank you for taking it off for this purpose.
But
puts it in your hand and then you just leaned over the table.
I can put it back on you if you want.
No,
Are you sure?
I got it. Yeah.
Okay.
But I got it on our single family trip that we did to Maui right before I went to college. Now the lore kind of behind it that is so why I wear it is so in the culture. All the hooks have different meanings. They didn't have metal, so when whales would go and breed, they would, whenever they'd die, if they weren't breeding, that would be kind of burial grounds too. They would get the bones out, and it would be what they would make their fishing tools with. So it was a very respected thing in the culture. And like you look at Maori and like Samoa and Hawaii, all these countries have this appreciation, almost like Native Americans, a use of what nature gives them.
Yes.
And so this hook, if I were to wear it the other direction, actually means I'm married.
Oh.
So, but the funny thing about that is each hook has a different meaning. So this is a dream and wish hook.
Okay.
And so the lore behind it is that you get one wish, and then when you wear it, it's supposed to help you capture your dreams.
Okay.
And so, kind of like a dream catcher. But so we're in Hawaii in the family, and we're out snorkeling. And Dad gets caught in a rip current.
Oh, God.
And it pulls him out to sea 400 yards, so 4 football fields.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I swim after Dad, and he's getting real tired.
Yeah.
And I grab him, and I'm wearing this, and I start trying to swim him back to shore. And it's a long way.
Yeah.
4 football fields is a long way. And there's just deep, deep ocean at that point. We've been pulled out. And so I keep taking Dad, and Dad, I think he was weighed up in the 200s. He was heavy at the time, and I was just out of high school. And I keep getting pulled under. And we'll get pulled under 20, 30 feet, and I got to pull him back up to the surface. We get air, try to get a bit further, keep getting pulled under. And I see the shore. We're so close.
Yeah.
And I say to myself, and I say that I use my wish. I said, please let me be strong enough that I don't have to choose. I don't want to choose between letting my father drown or both of us dying. I can do this. Please, God, don't let me be strong enough.
Yeah.
And all I remember is looking up, holding my dad as hard as I can, just swimming, and the surface is like a foot away, and if I break that surface, I get another few feet, and I didn't break the surface. And I just went under, and I just remember it going out. We were 10 feet away from the drop off from the shore. We were so close.
So close.
And next thing I know, I'm waking up on the shore. And a scuba diver had been underneath us.
Oh, wow.
And he grabbed me and my dad, took us on shore, and I used my one wish.
Yeah.
And I was, it's been a big inspiration that I will be the type of man that is strong enough I'm capable enough to save others. Save myself and others. I don't want to choose.
No.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's always, it's been in countless shows, it's been in countless movies, it's always hidden, but it's always there.
Yeah.
I was going to say, now that you mention it, I don't think I've ever seen you not wearing that necklace. But now to know the meaning behind it is
Yeah.
wild.
A lot of wild things.
Yeah, no, I've learned a lot about you today. And I'm going to tell everyone.
Good, let them know.
That's the whole point of this
I got
podcast.
nothing to hide,
I'm telling everyone. Now, one of the last things I'm going to ask, because we've been talking for a very long time, and it's something that I did send in the email. What is something this week that has brought you joy?
Oh, man.
I know, it's a tough question. It can be a little thing.
You know, every
Your fridge needs to chill.
It is.
There we go.
It's chilling. Right?
That's what it's doing.
That's the sound.
Yeah. I don't know if you know what refrigerator
I don't. Go ahead, Austin.
It's the thing that makes me a little happy each day is it's kind of a little ritual I do in the morning before I head into wake up at the ass crack of dawn, 4:30.
No,
I wake up and everything's prepped for me to just grab it and go. And when the garage door opens, I kind of step outside and I just take a second and I just kind of thank God. I'm like, I got today, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, thank you. Like, woke up 50-50 about that. Like,
Yeah.
So I'm like, give a little grace. I have conversations with Dad or with God or with whatever it is all day throughout the day. And believe me, if you look for those little things, they talk back too.
Yeah.
You'll know what they are, especially if you've lost people. They're there.
No,
As he showed me.
One of the things like that happens to me in public, because I lost my mom a few years ago, which we've talked about, that being in the Dead Parents Club a lot. But one of the things that like happens to me, and I would love to know if this also happens to you, is there specific music that plays in public?
I got my things for sure.
Yeah.
Music is one big one.
Songs that have no earthly reason to be on the playlist that they're on.
What I'm saying, there's a serendipity. I don't believe in consequences. And the way I look at it is like describing that vision when they're looking down at the pond. They're watching us.
Oh, yeah.
And when that little prick, that little doop, that's the little make sure you're on course. Hey, I'm here. And it speaks to you.
Yeah.
But it is a club that it's like, if you haven't entered that club, you're missing a little bit of the magic.
Yeah.
Because there hasn't been a cry for it loud enough to be louder than what's surrounding. And I have my little signs. It could be butterflies. It could be numbers a lot speak to me. I say 13 specifically. 13 with him, man. And sometimes it's funny. It makes me crack up. I'm just like, that is hilarious. Of course. And I do know that I saw it.
Yeah.
It's confirmed by someone that's never seen. How the hell did he know?
Yeah.
Like, there's something that's out there that's inexplainable, that is so magical, that how interesting to get to try to figure out more about it.
Exactly.
Makes
What a
it way more
privilege.
fun. Yeah, it's a privilege.
Privilege to be able to try and figure it out.
Yeah. And guess what? At some point we're going to die and we'll just fucking know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what did Peter Pan say? To die will be an awfully great adventure.
I was thinking of the Smiths lyric, to die by your side, such a heavenly way to die.
Yeah.
That is not at all. Drew, what brought you joy this week?
Oh.
I'll ask this, because I've never asked you this, and I'm just now realizing this.
Oh, God. What has happened this whole week? I think... So last night, my best friend Daniel and I performed at this variety show.
The Dan Drew Review, which is a great show.
Need a ticket.
Yeah.
Austin slammed his wallet on the table and be like, buy me a ticket!
And so I've known Daniel since my junior year of high school.
Yes, he has been proclaimed as your best friend on this podcast before.
And he and I have been doing improv together the whole time that we've been doing that. And just he and I joined our original improv troupe together, and then in 2016 I was just burned out. Like, I wasn't making enough money, and to work more at my job I couldn't do that anymore.
Yeah.
And I had tried with that group to try to get it to get that group and my performing to make me some money so that I could justify not taking a promotion at work. So I keep doing it. And just, it's the pieces weren't there. Like, it's a community theater. People ultimately are there because it's a fun thing to do. They're not career-minded in it. And I had to leave it. And like a lot of my social group for the past 6 years have been there.
Yeah.
And I had to leave it to do a thing I didn't want to do, which is work more hours at a Best Buy.
It's hard.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I worked at Best Buy.
Honestly, now it ripped, but that's because now I work at Costco and I don't like it. But like, and so in 2018, like I had started a theater group at Southside Theater Guild in Fairburn as I was taking classes at DAD and trying to finally push myself to make it up to Atlanta. And I've made, since 2019, an entire new social group that's up here.
Isn't that great?
Most people that I know have met me recently, but Noonan's not far enough away. I still know and I'm good friends with those people. So like, I'm now at the stage where I can, if they didn't follow me up here when they saw that I was able to start doing it, I'm able to simply just drag them up here to get them in shows. Because there's so many incredibly talented people who just don't have the time to burn coming up to Atlanta.
Yeah.
And just, it's getting able to, Daniel has always been there for me. He's been like one of my best friends forever. And he's been a source of kind of mutual creative inspiration and reassurance. And so just getting the chance to put him in places he would otherwise not be.
What a gift.
I love that.
It's so fun. And it's also then, part of that is the celebration and joy, just getting to play with someone who I've always been in this with.
Yeah.
So it's one of those kind of full circle moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really
I love that.
Yeah.
glad that brought you joy this week.
It was rad.
Because I texted you last night because I was really excited because I ordered stickers for this podcast, which still very excited about. Sick! Free promotion. Everyone loves stickers. And you texted me a picture of from the show, and I was like, oh right, the Danger review's tonight. Fuck, I forgot. Because I worked entirely too late at my day job last night, but yeah.
It was Billy Mays the Third doing an impromptu.
Actually, Billy Mays the Third.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Is how it sounds. And so he was doing a collaborative piece with the audience where everyone sits on a pillow, and he has a loop machine and a microphone, and you all just build a song together. Yeah. So he's kind of like maestroing the whole thing, but you just say whatever comes to your mind.
What did you call it?
Oh, I call it crowd mouth.
What is it actually called?
Because
you texted me, you're like, yeah, this is called crowd mouth. I was like, that does not sound good. And I did not like the sound of that. And then you were just like, oh wait, I was mistaken.
It's called mouth council.
Mouth council. Not better, somehow laterally worse.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to ask you what brought you joy this week. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'll add one thing. This
Sure.
has brought me incredible joy.
Yeah.
To get to be...
I thought you were about to say something else.
No, this is how fun.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was actually super kind of worried I was just going to bust in tears most of this thing in the car. I was like, man, am I just going to be this mess?
Right. I want you to know, people have cried on this podcast before. People we didn't expect to cry. And also, they will again.
Good.
We bring them back.
Yeah.
As for an update. Yeah. No, but it's okay.
No, but I'm just saying.
It would have been okay to cry. I've cried. I cried during this episode.
Oh no! Well, I cried in the car, but
you got it all out.
Yeah. You do. That's the cutoff switch.
Face off.
Okay. Yeah. But in the scene. But
yeah.
I think sometimes it is a gift to get to. You get to remember, but I think my philosophy is also the gold on the other side.
Yeah.
It is. It has.
Oh God, yes.
Purpose. It doesn't just. It's not just that. I'm also happy that I'm here right now.
You can be two things all at once.
Yeah, but isn't that the beautiful part?
Oh God, the duality of people.
But
absolutely.
You're at both at the same time.
Yeah.
I can be super grateful for these things and still go, man, looking back on when you don't look at it for a long time, you look back, it's the first thing that comes up.
Oh, of course.
And you're like, I didn't realize it was
That's
that.
like when you were talking about the fire, I was like, oh yeah. But yeah, no, I completely understand. Well, Austin, if people wanted to kind of follow your journey and follow you, how would they could they follow you on Instagram?
Yeah, follow me on Instagram. It's just Austin_ARIZPE. One thing that I actually really enjoy doing, I don't post too much picture wise, but if anybody does follow me now, they know that if you watch my story and if you're going through something, there's always something to read that'll give you
always a nugget of wisdom.
Yeah, I constantly reshare things on my story that if I've been lucky enough to have an algorithm that actually is pretty positive. And
that's a lot of work.
Yeah, no, truthfully, and actually that's another one of the little funny ways Dad talks to me sometimes. Sometimes I'll just open my phone and that nugget will answer exactly. I'm like, thanks, Dad. Yeah. I needed to hear that. And so the things that are on that story, if it helped me, I put it on there, so I hope that someone else helps them. Well,
we will definitely link your Instagram to this post that we'll post on our Instagram for this post. Do you have any parting remarks, Austin? It's okay if you don't.
No, it's I'm trying to think of the word. Just remember that your life and your happiness resets every day.
Ooh, that's so good.
It's not whatever storm you're going through, walk through it until the nighttime and decide what tomorrow is going to be before you go to bed. And just that one thought, you'll start moving through hurricanes faster than you ever thought you could. It resets. It's not permanent. That storm is not forever. The quickest way out is through. Once you walk through the storm instead of keep running away from it, the pastures are already green because they've already been watered.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's perfect.
Keep walking.
That's perfect. Keep walking. Well, I'm not going to ask Drew if Drew has anything because that was the perfect way to end this.
There you go, yeah. So now we've established if you do ask me, the guest has to know that they didn't really come with it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Hi, Why Are You?
This podcast is hosted by Edie Tingle and sometimes co-host Drew Turner.
This podcast is produced by Drew Turner and Edie Tingle. Our logo is by Pete Ivanecki. Promotional photography by Ari Skin. And as always, our greatest source of information is our guest for the week. Remember, work hard and be sweet, and thanks for listening.